Greatest. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
The Sultan of SWAT. The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout.
Yo, this is Nappy Boy Radio Live.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
He's so crazy.
And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Everybody stay where you are. Chill the F out.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I am Britt T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this here a little twin. Wow.
It's simple. We kill the Batman.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Tell me, do you bleed? You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
These white men are dangerous.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out.
Oh my God, you want to talk about mothers? Oh, you want to talk about mothers? It's mother time.
Move, Captain. I won't ask a second time. It's no moon. It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
Here at WIZ, we play nothing but the hits. Nothing but the hits. Nothing but the motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you, mother.
What is up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? We appreciate all of you guys being here with us this morning on Sunday. Told you guys we'd be back, so we appreciate all you guys being here. Just give a quick shout out to everybody that is already in the chat. We appreciate it. Official MG, appreciate you. Connoisseur Triple Salute, Zang Beto, Reggie Foster, Johnny Washington, Raptor Cloak, Cornelius, and everybody else that is watching and tuning in. We appreciate you guys being here. We are going to get into some things to discuss with you guys in the way of movie news and everything that is going on in this world. We'll also discuss, we'll give you guys our quick review of what we thought of Into the Spider-Verse and things like that. I saw Rise of the Beast yesterday, and I'll give what I thought about that. And then we'll talk about a few other things that are in the news, headlines and things. And of course, we'll talk about the most recent off-the-top thing here, and that'll be Tanaka Huerta, who plays, obviously, Namor. In the MCU, and if Marvel is going to keep that same energy that they have been giving, well, not just Marvel, but if the world and the audience and public in general are going to keep the same energy that they have thrown Jonathan Majors' way toward Tanakh. So we'll see if that is going to stick for him as well. And we'll talk about a few other things. Before we get into that, as I always say, if you would like to join our Discord, you can do so. The Discord link is linked down below in our bio. There's a vast amounts of conversations going on in there all the time, from Star Wars, Marvel, DC, anime, you name it, they're talking about it in there. So if you'd like to join the Discord, the link is down below in the bio, and you can do so. As always, Q, how was your... Since the last time, I guess everybody has seen you.
Pretty casual, honestly. Standard working, stressful life of growing up. Same old, same old. I don't think too much important's really been happening outside of going to work. Yeah. Just trying to do other shit. It's really the same life I live, and unless I'm here, I went and hooped for the first time in a little bit. I say playing pickup is like, I guess I was like the old head there. That shit's kind of exhausting. Like, I guess I get what they mean when they would say, like, why are y'all trying so hard? Me and pickup, and I got like seniors in high school and shit playing, just running full speed football players. I'm like, bro, niggas are doing way too much.
Yeah, no. I get asked sometimes to come and do pickup, and I'm like, no. Not just because...
That's why you seen him on story. I was like, I know why I retired. I'm like, these niggas is just...
It's just too much.
Too much.
It is too much at pickup games. Like, people take that shit like it's game fucking 7. And I'm like,
nigga, Coach K in the damn building.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, I'm not about to play with you fucking still trying to get into the fucking D1 I have a dude from
like,
I have a dude.
Like you got your nigga on the sideline recording you and everything, trying to get some highlights.
I got a dude that I went to high school with that's still trying to get in to college D1. I'm like, nigga, aren't we like our fucking 30s now? Can you do that at 30? I don't even know if you can do that. But
you just be aiming for the league, bro.
I mean, hey, to each his own. To each his own. If y'all like it, I love it. But no, I don't do pickup games either. So, my week, pretty normal. Normal week. Well, actually, no, it was not a normal week. I had COVID the first half of this week. Went back to work Wednesday with COVID, but it was like, can't afford to lay in bed and be sick. So, got to get up, got to go to work. Other than work and that, nothing really. Like I said, and I'll make this very quick because I don't have anything really much to say about it. I saw Rise of the Beast yesterday. It was okay. It was all right. You know, I know a lot of people really like it. I've seen a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, it's really great. It's really this." I thought it was okay. I mean, it's still not better than the original Michael Bay, Shia LaBeouf film, in my opinion. But it was fun.
I didn't get to watch it yet. I was going to, and I honestly completely forgot about it. Slipped into watching UFC fights last night, and then the finals Friday.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about it.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't, you know, I mean, I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen it or not. But
official MG said he enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I said, it's fun. It was fun. It wasn't like...
He said it was corny, but it was like a fun popcorn movie.
There it is. That's what that's it. Like, you know, the fight with the first primal that Scourge had was so fast. Like, Scourge, I was like, oh, okay. It was okay. It's just and Matt Ramos, I like him a lot. I think he's a good actor. He's in the MCU too. He's playing the Hood in Ironheart and everything like that. So, I mean, it was. But I'll say this though, positives on it. Name Ariana Grande, Pete Davidson. Surprisingly shocked me. And the reason I say that is because if we go back to when we were talking about the trailer, we watched the trailer and found out who's voice acting and things like that, I was like, Pete Davidson. Like, I cannot see his voice translating over to being Mirage. Yeah, it did. It translated over to being Mirage very well. I thought he did a very good job. He ate the fuck out of that shit. Yeah, it was good. Like, there was not a moment where I was like, oh, that's Pete Davidson. No, I was like, oh, that's fucking Mirage. Like, he did a good job. So, is it Me Now? I think Me Now played Air Razor. I hate Air Razor was taken out of the film so quickly. There were a lot of people that were taken out of the film a little quickly as far as like deaths go. I don't want to spoil anything. Well, actually, I am because So, like Bumblebee is absent throughout the entire film because he gets killed at the very beginning, but then comes back at the very end for this big heroic, which was dope. His heroic comeback was really dope. Like the way he entered the battle from the air and was taking out all the Terracons. It's pretty dope. Optimus is Optimus. You know, he was cool. Didn't really get to see any of the other Terracons. Is like, you know, obviously they're saving some things for the next film, but it was, like I said, it was fun. Cheetor was cool. Rhinox was cool. It was cool seeing them all. So I'm assuming they're gonna elevate it, make it bigger and better each time. So I think what it is, it's the prequel to, or it's the sequel to Bumblebee, because Bumblebee said, when they were talking about humans in there, when Mirage took on Matt Ramos's character, Optimus was like, no, we don't want anything to do with humans. We're trying to get off this planet, blah, 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 blah. And Bumblebee made a comment like, but I have a friend that is a human. And obviously he's not talking Shia, because I believe Bay's films take place after this. That's why Optimus is in his G1 form in this film. And then... So Bumblebee, the film, takes place before this, because I'm assuming B was talking about Haley Steinfeld's character as being the human that he has a relationship with. That'd be the only human that makes sense. So I think that it's a sequel to Bumblebee, prequel to Bay's films, reboot of the franchise. But it was, like I said, it was fun. I agree with Liam, corny but fun, and we'll see what they do with it next. Now let's get into what the fuck is going on in the MCU.
Man.
So let me pull this over so y'all can see this. Hold on. I always forget because it's just been changed. It's one of these. One of these with both of us on here. Is it this one? Fuck. Henry changed these, and I don't. There it is. Okay. So as we all know, if you've been online this morning, you have seen that Tanat, who plays Namor in Wakanda Forever, is being accused of sexual harassment. And I will read to you what the direct is having to say about it. Give me one moment. All right, so this is coming from the direct. Marvel star Tanat Huerta, who recently portrayed Namor in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, has been accused of sexual assault online by Mexican saxophonist and renowned activist Maria Elena Reyes. In a series of public tweets, she attempted to distance herself from I'm not butchering names, and organizations focused on combating racism in Mexico, of which the Black Panther 2 star is a member. In one tweet translated from Spanish, she claimed Huerta to be a violent and sexual predator, and that the organization allegedly persuaded her in order to avoid scandals over their Marvel movie. I believe that. Said, I made it very clear to them when I left their set that they protected the violator and sexual predator of Tanat Huerta, that they not publish anything about me. They still went to look for me at a hypocritical ball concert to avoid scandals over their Marvel movie. She continued and followed up her tweet saying it is difficult to discuss the abuse over power of a sexual predator who is loved for playing a character in a movie, and claimed that Huerta was charming in appearance and a narcissist. Then she went on to say that the activist did not go into details about her claims, but did respond affirmatively to another user on Twitter who asked whether Huerta has assaulted her, saying there are several more. As reported by Mexican outlet Reforma, the accusations against Huerta began after Rios claimed, again that name, published a podcast episode that she was a part of without paying her. They do not have consent to decimate a material that they did not want to pay me, and that like this in several they exploited me for work to work for them for free. Then she goes on, or it goes on to say Huerta is yet to publicly respond to the claims. The actor recently made his MCU debut, as we know, in Wakanda Forever. He's expected to return in Kang Dynasty. The accusations come soon after another Marvel star, Jonathan Majors, was arrested and accused of sexual assault in March. The director will continue to provide updates as the story becomes more available. Like the Jonathan Majors situation, I don't have anything I can say about this, because as I always say when we discuss things like this, taking it back to the Miss Marvel star, I forget the dude that plays her dad, when we were discussing the things that came out about him that we've not, that obviously got swept under the rug. We've not heard anything about it since. I came out and said, we want to be very careful in the things that we're saying here, because there's not enough evidence and things that have come out, because individuals are innocent until proven guilty. Just to even elaborate on that even a little bit more, because I'm sure there are people sitting there thinking, well, no, blah 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 blah. If she's saying it, well, no, people are innocent until proven guilty. There is a, and I've said the same thing about Jonathan Majors. I've said the same thing about the dude from Miss Marvel. So it's not as if I'm picking and choosing who I want to put that on. But there's a show right now on HBO Max called Undercover Underage, and it is the second season. I haven't watched the first season. I only watched the second season because the second season takes place in Oklahoma. It takes place in Canadian County, so that's Mustang, Bethany, Oklahoma City, all that stuff. It is older gentlemen, older guys preying on 12-year-olds, preying on children, 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds. These are actors that are portraying these 12 and 14-year-olds and things like that. But at the very beginning of each episode, they always put every individual is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So that's why I said what I had to say about, Tanakh, innocent until proven guilty. That is one thing, but at the same time, I'm wanting to see if Marvel themselves, and I'm wanting to see if the court of public opinion as well, is going to keep that same fucking energy, the same energy that was not kept with Ezra, the same energy that everyone was ready to hang Jonathan Majors, and still ready to hang Jonathan Majors for, and get rid of Jonathan Majors and recast Jonathan Majors. I want that energy to remain the same with Tanakh, because everybody like the young lady said, it's hard it's hard for people to see that because he's such a beloved star, and you weirdos out there love For Never, and you loved his performance in For Never, and I gave him his praises in For Never. Outside of it being just a shit film, he was probably one of the only good things that came out of it. But if the allegations are true, and he indeed has been this sexual predator, what did she call him? Her exact words, she said he was a violent and sexual predator. So if those are true, and he is out here really being Namor, Marvel Studios and the public need to shift all that energy into recasting Tanakh for Kang Dynasty. The same way, if it's true and they really do want to try to, and we haven't really heard anything in way of Jonathan Majors, at least I haven't, in 2 weeks maybe, I haven't heard anything come out from the Direct or any other outlets about that situation. But if they are looking to move forward to maybe recasting or doing anything with Jonathan Majors, again, that same energy needs to be shifted toward Tanakh, and I hope that everybody else in the audience, I hope they feel the same way. Because, like I said, that's why I'm not going in deep on what she said or if it's true or if it's not. I'm just simply saying, if it is true, then he's got to go too.
I mean, my thing is just who's casting these niggas. Like, as great as their performances are, like, I'm sure you've seen. Did you see his tweets that got dug up and shit? They put them in the Discord.
I'm sure they're terrible.
Give me a second.
And that's the thing, too.
I'm going to go to our Discord real quick because I know y'all threw them in there. I saw them on Twitter, but I am pretty sure y'all threw them in there.
And the internet does not forget. The internet never forgets. That's the thing. When you tweet some of that shit, and you say some of the shit you say,
yeah, they'll find you. They'll find your fucking burner Discord. Oh, yeah. Who that shit happened with? Where they found Simu Lee? Yeah, they Simu found. Yeah, they'll find your burner Discord and shit. Damn, I cannot. Yeah, okay, so he tweeted in Spanish, and the translation is, excuse my language. We are all potential rapists, murderers, PRIs, sons of bitches, etc. for being human beings and not for having a penis, basically. Don't fuck around.
Wait, read that again?
We are all potential rapists, murderers, PRIs, sons of bitches, etc. for being human beings and not for having a COCK.
Well, I can tell you,
fuck around.
Jonathan didn't tweet anything like that.
But that's like not the only tweet either. Like, why do some feminists insist on showing that they have it greater than all? Which, that's debatable in some world. I don't really care to argue about all that shit.
Read the first one more time.
Damn, nigga, like vulgar.
One more time.
We are all potential rapists, murderers, PRIs, sons of bitches, etc. for being human beings and not for having a cock. Yeah, Don't fuck around.
Yeah, see, he would have to be speaking. That's
and
one of those
he tweeted it in Spanish too, like in his language.
See, this is one of those moments where you don't speak for everyone, because I'm not a. What he say, a predator or
any of that?
I'm not any of that shit. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I am human, but in being human, I'm not. So being human automatically makes you a predator. Yeah, automatically makes you. I don't know where the fuck he got that from.
PRI.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck he got that from. That must be some. Where the fuck are they from in the MCU?
Gotta be sick.
What's the name of they fucking civilization in the MCU? What is that shit? What is that fucking shit? What is that shit called? Fuck.
I can't think of that shit either. Someone needs to put that shit.
That must be their way of thinking down there.
No, but it's just crazy because I'm watching. How you brought that shit up about you're watching the thing on. I'm watching like the Jared Fogle story, which is old as fuck, but the nigga from Subway, just who lost hella weight and shit, and then it's crazy to see like
Yeah, Telecon.
How?
Yeah.
It's crazy to see what niggas are actually doing, in the sense of like, years ago I might have been like, I don't believe this shit, but now I'm sitting here like, I'm not going to say he guilty, but I believe it. I'm not sitting here saying he not guilty or
she
guilty,
ain't just,
but
nobody's just
I
coming
don't
out.
think she just woke up and came up with
decided,
Marvel.
yeah.
Marvel also wanted to sweep it under the rug with the movie coming out, because that would mean that this happened back prior to November, I would assume.
Which means that they would have had to Marvel knew about that.
Exactly.
And if Marvel knew about it.
I mean, just to address a little bit of what she said that they came to a concert she was at and shit, basically trying to silence
persuading her. Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, I think the thing that sucks about it is what can we do? I mean, like, as fans, you know, like, I'm not really a fan of the nigga, but it's like, you put out such good work and then, like, you're such a shit human where it's like, I know we had this conversation prior, but it's like, sometimes we can't separate person from art or what they do and shit like that. It's like, I could never separate any nigga who's like violently being a predator, sexually, anything like that, or anything towards kids, even if their art is like, it's a difference. Like, we had the conversation with Kanye, and it's a difference just because that nigga's crazy, saying crazy shit, this, that. You can support his art and not. But this, if, like you said, if true, recast. Like, and I don't even think, like you said, Jonathan Majors wasn't.
We have nothing come out like this about Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors wasn't tweeting shit, and no old tweets have come up, you know, from his past of him saying some outlandish ass shit like that. But like I said, you know, to go back to what you said about not being a fan of him, and I'm not a fan of him either. But, you know, he definitely had me at SDCC. Was it SDCC? I believe. D23, whichever one, where he got up there and he spoke about the importance of, you know, little Hispanic children seeing themselves in Namor, being represented, and the things that they did with Telecon and the things that they changed with Namor's background to fit. But
does that make you worse?
No.
You get up there and say all that.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, well, he was in tears. He was teary-eyed.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like that, I guess I was saying, like, I wasn't a fan of like Namor, but like him as a person, completely. I had nothing against him. Honestly, completely forgot about it just because he's not that big of a relevance in my life. If I'm being honest.
No,
but it's just. Like I was just bringing up, like, does that not make it worse for a nigga to get up there and say all that shit and want to represent a whole community, and the whole community is changed from the script and put into the movie? You're no longer Atlanteans, you're essentially Hispanics, essentially. And so, that makes this nigga 10 times worse if true. Like,
and you know, this is just another. And yeah, I'm going to take it there. This is just another gray shadow over a terrible film. With everything that they've already done to the film, and now you've got your lead actor, because we're not going to sit here and pretend that Shuri or the Black Panther were the lead in this film. The lead actor, your main character of this film, is now. You already. Let me put it this way. I'm sorry. You were already disappointed with the box office, thinking that the box office was going to hit the way that you wanted it to hit. You wanted that 1.3 billion magic again, but you didn't get that. Then you did the decision that you made with the franchise's main character and being morbid and everything like that. Well, then you put the main focus on. You put all your eggs in one basket.
Even probably killed Angela Bassett too.
Yeah. Put all your eggs in one basket with Tanakh, and now you are sitting here with the same situation, or you're sitting here with the situation again that I'm sure Marvel Studios was not expecting to run into with this film. And that is, once again, you've got an actor who I
don't know if my mind's stuck on that shit. If she was somewhere and they came to her trying to persuade her some shit before the movie, they
weren't expecting this shit to hit.
They had to. No, I'm just saying, like, someone in Marvel had to have known. Whether it's a woman, whether it's a woman, like, this woman's not going to be quiet forever.
Right.
Whether she gets money, whether she gets fans, whether she just wants to get her story out and be honest with everyone and let everyone know what he did. Like it's that simple. And so I don't know. I'm like you said, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's guilty of anything. Definitely didn't sit here and say Jonathan Majors was guilty of anything, but like Sir Yuri G says, it's the sad part is like they're digging their own holes. Like no one's doing it to them, and it's life-changing performances too. That like generational wealth potentially. You know, like I don't think Robert Downey Jr. ever has to worry about money again because of Marvel. You know, and so it's just shit like that. It's like you kind of fucking yourself over.
And then to answer Justin, what you said, Justin, right now it's just allegations. We don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say they're not true. I'm not going to sit here and say they are true. I'm not going to sit here and say that the young woman, the saxophonist that's saying the things that she's saying, Maria, I'm not going to sit here and call her a liar. I mean, you don't just wake up like we already said, you don't just wake up one day and decide, hey, I want to ruin someone's life with allegations that, like this. So, right now, it's a waiting game, just like with the Jonathan Major stuff. It is a waiting game. And I want to make this the last thing I'm saying about it. I want to make this very clear. For the people I've seen online that are believing it, or for the people I've seen online that are not believing it, you're both idiots, both parties. And both parties are idiots because you take a headline and you take what I've said this so many times, get off the fucking internet. You see what you've seen on the internet and you'll make that shit y'all's personality
and you give so much
you
give fuck about it.
Yes, and then y'all are going in as if you have all the facts. You've gone in onto Knox. I've seen some people going in on him on Twitter saying like, "Oh, this is so true. He's done this and this and this and that, and his past and this and that." You don't know. Like, you know what discussing film tweeted. Yeah. You don't know the ins and outs or anything like that.
The direct gave.
Exactly. So if I'm going to give any advice to any of the listeners out there, anybody, on Twitter, I would say chill the fuck out. Focus on your own personal shit. Read the headline, sure. But to sit there and dig deeper into it as if you have some clarity of what's going on behind the scenes, you sound like a fucking dumbass. Get the fuck off the internet. Like, really, get off the internet.
Yeah. So, and the only thing I want to say is, the reason she would come out and say something now is simply because I want to believe, let's say all this is true. I don't want to believe that, but let's say all this is true. She's probably been getting paid, and so she goes on the podcast episode and they don't pay her. Fucked with her money. Mm-hmm. Boom. It's really that simple if all this is true and how it went down and shit like that, but it's just, it's tough.
It is tough.
See what some people are saying. Sir Yuri G said some motherfuckers are yet again do not think before they tweet.
Yep, that is so true, bro. Man.
Connoisseur's triple salute said no wonder he was jocking Shuri so hard. That's why they had to scrap them being in a relationship.
Huh.
Let's see.
To go back to what Sir Yuri G said, I see, I'm on Twitter, obviously, so I see all the things, like the most recent stuff that's going on with the recast stuff on Twitter right now. I've seen it all. I know what's going on. The shit that's resurfacing from antis, people saying what they're saying as far as I think there was the most recent one going around was, the most recent tweet going around was, what's a movie that'll have you like this? It's the picture of, what's the dude from Tangled's name, Finn, or whatever the fuck his name is. It's got all the swords pointed at him and he's leaned up against the wall. It's like, what's a movie that'll have you like this with your opinion? And people have been sharing their opinions. And some girl put on there, I actually want to find what she said really quick. Because everybody's been going in on that particular thing.
William said, I want to know what A.B. Allen thinks about this. Yep.
Hold on, I'm gonna find this. Hold on. Because I'm tagged in it. I'm in this conversation. Like, I'm not in the conversation, but I'm tagged in this conversation.
So you get.
I'm getting all the notifications. Yeah.
Nah, yeah. I don't. This shit is just.
Where is it? I want to find her because she's she is wherever that tweet is. Damn, wherever that tweet is. I was just reading that shit this morning. She's in that same camp of people. I think her tweet was something along the lines of people hated this movie because y'all are afraid of black women in power and this and that and things like that. And you know, the more and more I've seen some of this stuff resurfacing, I kind of thought outside of the recast crowd, I thought that the conversation for Never from the antis had died down. I thought that they had kind of shut the fuck up about it and they, moved on to something different. But as I've seen on Twitter, it's still very, 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 very prevalent conversation day in and day out. Especially when you get tweets like asking what's a movie that has your opinion like this, and you say what you say about Wakanda Forever. But so anyway, I said all that to say, I wasn't going to do that video. But which was the video that I had titled and everything. I still have it titled. The whole thing is all a dream with the importance of the character and everything like that. I'm going to do that video because there's still so much fucking ignorance. And again, we've said all these things. I don't really care if I sound like a broken record today, but we've said all these things. Like, you all, and I don't know if anyone's watching. I don't know if this might get I doubt it. There's only 31 people here. This might get a replay or something like that or whatever. But you all are really, really fucking dumb. Like, you're really fucking dumb. Like, I don't know any other way to sugarcoat it anymore. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, no, you're just basing that off because you only know the MCU. No, you're basing it off. It's no longer because I only know the MCU. It's no longer because I only saw Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther. That's why I think it's no longer that. It's now simply become willfully ignorant. You are a motherfucking dumbass. You're stupid, and the reason that you're so fucking stupid with this shit, because nobody has any problems with seeing a black woman in power. If there's a brother that has a problem with a sister being in power, then that's your own fucking prerogative and has no place in this conversation. If you're one of these people that are going around saying the same things, it's disrespectful to Chadwick's legacy, it's disrespectful all this shit. Again, like, take it to what I've said so many fucking times. Tom Holland just not even Tom Holland. Yeah, let's use Tom Holland because he recently said it. He recently was talking about, the Spider-Man stuff, and if you want to come back as Spider-Man, if he does come back as Spider-Man, it has to be this, it has to be that. He's like, he's even talking about swinging off into the sunset and being done with Spider-Man. If that happens, and Tom Holland wants to be done as Spider-Man, or anything like that, and they recast him. How does that? Trying to fucking.
If anyone can answer this question, I'll be on anti-recast side. What actor has identified as any role that they've ever played in real fucking life?
There's none.
And so why does anyone think Chadwick Boseman was walking around the Black Panther or some shit like? Nobody walks around wanting to be their Marvel role just because it made them money or super fans or iconic or anything like that. Like you said, any nigga thinking that shit is Chadwick, but I am willing to bet the movie 42 might have meant more than Black Panther in a sense.
42 did mean more than Black Panther.
And that's like, I didn't want to say for sure, but it's like bringing Jackie Robinson's story to the screen.
I don't give a fuck who disagrees.
Something real might have been more important to him. Might have. I'm not going to say it was, but it's just crazy that some people think even as much as he did for the Black Panther that it meant that much to him while he was battling all his stuff, while he had other shit going on.
Yep. Like I said, I'm doing the video. I'm doing the video because y'all are just fucking dumb. You're dumb. And I've said this, I haven't said this in a long time, but I'm gonna say it again. Stay the fuck out of spaces you don't understand. When you come into spaces and you start talking that dumbass shit, you look like this bitch on. I'm saying I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like this bitch on Twitter. You sound stupid. You sound stupid. She doesn't know shit for shit about the Black Panther franchise. She knows the Black Panther from the MCU. That is it.
That's one movie.
That's it. This character is deeper than your fucking MCU. This character is deeper than what you are tweeting about in your little what you get 140 characters. You don't know this character. You don't know this franchise. You know the MCU. So when you come in these spaces and you try to argue these points with people that know the lore, you sound stupid.
And for anyone who doesn't really understand how much deeper these comics are than the MCU, someone sent that little Stan Lee trailer in the Discord and shit. If you watch that little Stan Lee trailer, he says, a literal quote, he made all these comic characters so that the people in the world had people to look up to and shit. Like,
and we know this.
And that's
we
the
know
comics.
This.
In what, 1960s, 70s when he was pouring shit? So that's what?
Yeah, bro.
Not even a 10% of what the fuck we've seen in the MCU. Like,
right.
And that's what honestly is kind of throwing. It's like people who don't own or never even touched a comic book and they'll say some shit. It's like...
That's like that.
It's like I'm the ignorant one.
But it's like me taking my car to the mechanic. The mechanic telling me what's wrong with my car. And me telling him, I don't think so.
You sure?
Are you sure? Let me look because
sure
I know. Like you're arguing with motherfuckers that know more shit than you.
Yeah, it's like hiring a chef
exactly.
and telling that nigga how to cook.
Yeah, like motherfucker, how the fuck you gonna tell me about some shit I know, some shit I've lived, bro? Like when I say I've lived it, I grew up on these motherfucking comics. I read this shit. I know this shit. You watched this shit. There's a difference. There's a difference. So when you go on Twitter and you try to make yourself seem like this knowledgeable fucking connoisseur of comics, you look fucking dumb, bitch. You look dumb. And yes, I'm talking to the bitch that can't find her fucking tweets. You look dumb.
They watch the little Comics Explained shit. Or
yes. Go fucking watch New Rockstars and Comics Explained and all these fucking things. And y'all think that y'all are fucking experts on the Black Panther. You're not. You're not even an expert on the MCU Black Panther. Talking about some damn, y'all don't want to see black women in power. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Ain't got shit to do with that. Ain't got shit to do with seeing women in power. What the fuck? It's you weirdos' obsession. I think that you don't want to see women in power.
Marvel killed the woman in power. Like, it wasn't the niggas claiming to recast T'Challa.
Right.
They put a woman in power and killed her.
Put a woman in power. Put a woman in power for 5 minutes in a fucking Black Panther movie.
Killed her.
Like, what the fuck? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Anybody worried about that bullshit? It always comes down. This is the last thing I'm saying about it because we're gonna move on. It always comes down to what I've been saying from the very beginning. We don't give a fuck, my nigga. Who the fuck is in the Black Panther suit? Now, I want to make sure I'm clarifying that. Yes, we want to see T'Challa in the Black Panther suit, but more importantly, we don't want to see the motherfucker killed off out of his own fucking franchise. That's been the whole thing from the very beginning. Don't kill him.
The day we started the recast talk or conversation and shit and decided we were going to do the video and shit, that was the pretty much consensus between everyone.
That was it.
We don't give a fuck if we don't see him now or in 2 years.
Just don't kill him.
Don't give us what the fuck we seen in the first 15 minutes of that movie.
God, did you kill him? You take him out of the movie, and now all of a sudden, like I said, and then you put Suri in that spot, which is fine. You can do that. That's fine. But even in doing that, how long is she BP in that film? Like,
man, yeah, even like the way they did it too. Like everything about it. If you just want to get
right, and I mean, we've even said these things. Motherfucking Wakanda healed Vision, was ready, figured out what the fuck was wrong with Vision in less than 2.5 seconds, and could heal him. Niggas brought Ross back to life from a fucking
frozen.
Yeah, froze fucking Bucky. But you couldn't. But none of those were options for the King of Wakanda, for the Protector of Wakanda. For the franchise's main character, none of those were options because a person from in real life fucking died. So now we had to take that real life tragedy and put that on the fictional fucking character. Yeah, so
at the same time of Niggas is running through the multiverse and shit.
Yeah, you got motherfuckers running through the multiverse. You got fucking all this shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, get the fuck out of here. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh, well, this is real life. No, motherfucker, this ain't real life. This ain't real life.
Just watch the fucking raccoon's origin story.
just watch the fucking raccoon's origin story. About to go watch some fucking aliens take over government officials in Secret Invasion. Then gonna go watch the Marvels.
Then watch a big red Hulk
battle. Yeah. then about to watch Harrison Ford turn into fucking Red Hulk while Anthony Mackie's running around with stars and stripes and a shield. And you want to tell me that this shit is real? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Get out. Stop that shit. Bruh, you bitches got to get the fuck off the internet. Y'all have to get the fuck off the internet in spaces where you don't fucking know what you're talking about. This shit ain't real, bro. It's not real. Fuck. Okay.
And I'd love to touch on comments, but I know we're going to be sitting here talking about Black Panther forever and shit, so. But most people, you know how our chat rock with the movement and shit. They know niggas is ignorant.
Fucking ignorant.
Nigga D. Diesel said the alternator in your car is busted, and the detractors be like, nah, it's the muffler. Same thing though, like, yeah, telling niggas how to do their job or some shit like that, or some shit they passionately know about, like telling fucking LeBron how to do anything on the basketball court. It's just ignorant.
And I agree with Liam. You know, I said that during the trailer. I gave credit where credit was due. There were cool scenes with, like, when Shuri was taking out the little Namorian people. What are they called? Teleconians? Whatever the fuck. When she was taking them out on the ship, that shit was dope. That from the trailer, that was dope. Her suit was still cool, but it's still just like all that.
I can't think of Shuri without her being stabbed to that rock. And then just
yeah.
That's the only thing I can think about.
Yeah. So anyway,
Liam said they want women in power, but I bet the account hasn't promoted the Marvels.
No. Like, even wanting women in power, here's the thing. For all you people that talk about, oh, we don't want to see Shuri in power. Go look at Marvel's women little thing that they did.
Yeah, she ain't on there.
It's Okoye. It ain't Shuri. It ain't BP. So who the fuck really don't want to see Shuri in power? Is it us? Or is it Marvel? Because I don't give a fuck where the fuck the bitch is. I don't give a fuck where you put her. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You can make her. You can make Shuri whatever the fuck. I don't fucking care. Just don't take the franchise's main character away. It's that simple. Are you watching The Big Bang Theory without Sheldon?
No, it's the same shit if, like, niggas was just watching Captain America, but it was straight Falcon and Bucky and
right.
shit.
Right. Like that's why if you using The Big Bang Theory again, that's why
Iron Man and it was straight Rhodey.
That's why The Big Bang Theory had the spin-offs that it had in Young Sheldon. Why? Because Sheldon, the fucking main character, was the only thing people fucking cared about. Like, you know how they're talking about right now doing a spin-off of another spin-off with following Leonard and Penny. I don't give a fuck. I like Leonard and Penny. They're cool characters, but they're only made the characters they are because of fucking who? Sheldon.
It's like,
that's it.
We go on for hours about watching. It's like watching this without the main character, that without the main character, but no, yeah, it's like that. Imagine how much niggas would be upset if they went to go watch Iron Man 2 and it was just Rhodey.
Right.
Just straight Rhodey.
Right, just Terrence Howard. I'm sorry, he wasn't in Iron Man 2. Just straight Don Cheadle.
Niggas would be upset, bro. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. That argument ain't ever been fucking valid with me.
It's just dumb, like I said. And again, if anybody wants to put this on Twitter, cut this in a replay and tag whoever, tag some of these antis. I'm telling you to. I'm telling all 33 of you that are watching this. Please clip something from what I've just said that maybe resonated with you, that you think that maybe this needs to be put on Twitter. Put it on Twitter and tag some of the antis. I would love to have these conversations. Not on Twitter. I'm not Twitter fingering war with you. If you want to come on a live session with me and you want to discuss with me, and when I say discuss, and I've changed a little bit. My approach has changed on this shit. My approach has changed. Remember in the past you used to say, let's come on and have a civilized. No. It won't be civilized on my end. I'll keep it respectful to a degree. But if you come in here with that baby back bullshit, expect me to really put you in your motherfucking place because none of you motherfucking bitches know what the fuck you're talking about. So I encourage you, please clip this shit. Tag them. Tell them to come on down to Planet Fanatics. Let's talk about it.
I'm going to just be the mediator. I'm going to be the nigga asking questions.
Yeah, I'm done with this whole civilized conversation shit. We're not having a civilized conversation because civilized conversations went out the window when you continue to say the ignorant, dumbass shit you're saying.
But like
that gentle parenting shit doesn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say the only people who... No one's going to do that when they can't sit there and look up shit to type and this and that.
Yeah, I don't need to look up the shit. I know it. You want to, but if you want to come on here and you want to argue that shit with me, and if your argument points are strictly MCU, I'd sit this one the fuck out.
Yeah,
I'd sit it out.
I wouldn't move, Captain.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sit that one out, buddy.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing here. This came out. For my Star Wars fans, I don't know much about this at all or anything like that. I didn't even know this was something Lucasfilm was doing, but it looks pretty cool, so we're going to go ahead and watch it with you guys.
Still been playing a little bit of Overwatch. I'm getting into Star Wars a little bit. Take for me to sit the fuck down and watch something, but...
All right, let's see.
These are dangerous times. At least, that's what I hear. The Empire? They're everywhere. But the world here belongs to the syndicates. If I want to survive, I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
There she is.
I've been held back my whole life. And now, I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
The underworld shows no mercy. But it's a big galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
I don't know if I care. It's an open world game. I think that's the only reason I really care. It's the first Star Wars open world game. We've never had an open world Star Wars game. So I think that's the only care I have for it, because obviously it's coming from Ubisoft. So it's just another Star Wars game out there. But I thought it was cool. I thought the trailer was interesting. Nothing to do with lightsabers, obviously, or anything like that. Looks like it's more of the criminal underworld. She mentioned the Syndicate a lot. So yeah, that's looking like that's what that is. They also, to stay on the Star Wars stuff really quick. They put out the pictures from Empire Magazine for the Ahsoka series that is coming, I thought, in November, but from the newest trailer, it's coming out in August, which I'm really excited about. So it'll be out here in August. We've gotten the picture of the Inquisitor, which, a lot of people are speculating who could be behind the mask of that Inquisitor. A lot of people thinking that it could possibly be Luminara's... Blanking on names today, God. Luminara's apprentice. D-Stizzle, help me. Luminara's apprentice... Barriss. That it could be Barriss under the mask of that Inquisitor. So it's pretty interesting. Like I said, the Ahsoka series, we also know that from the Ahsoka series, it's moving into the Heir of the Empire movie, which rumors, and believe the rumors from what I've heard, these things are true. Again, terrible with names today for whatever reason. Our actor that portrayed Han in the Solo film is going to come back and portray Han in the Heir of the Empire film. They're going to recast Princess Leia, obviously, to have her be with Han. This is all obviously taking place after Episode 6 and after Rebels, the series, and everything like that. So, lot of big things, and we also know that Luke is going to be in it. Luke's going to be in it, but it won't be Mark Hamill. So they're going to probably do the same things they've been doing with Luke for Book of Boba Fett and for Mandalorian Season 2 and things like that. So the Ahsoka series is certainly one I hope that is really going to blow minds and things like that. Looks like it's going to be good. So Star Wars is just kind of adding more things to that, again, with the open world and the Outlaws game. So I just wanted to show that, though. Let's see. And once we get more about the Ahsoka stuff, if there's anything else that's going to come out about it, because we are just a little over a month and a half away from that. So there may not be anything else that comes out for Ahsoka. But I think it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to it. The next thing that we will move here to is just going to be... Let me see. I want to do this one. Okay, yeah. So some of the things that the direct was talking about was some of the MCU cliffhangers that still need to be resolved. And yes, we know that the MCU is currently doing the course correcting things behind the scenes, from what Bob Iger and Kevin Feige came out and said, that they were taking a slow down process on things as the reason why we've seen some things pushed back, we've seen some things delayed, we've seen some things put on hold, just simply because they are trying to do the course correcting and put the more quality over the quantity of things. And so but with that comes some things that still need to be answered, and some of those things that still need to be answered are some of those cliffhangers that are there. One of those being let's take it back to fucking Doctor Strange 1. Where the fuck is Mordo? What the fuck is going on with that?
I've been
like, what's going on with Mordo?
I think that was my main question after that movie. Like, why the fuck was that whole storyline just not deferred from? No
one talked about it. And that's what they're saying.
As of now, who knows?
I said one of the oldest hanging threads on this list is Carl Mordo. Post-credits scene from 2016's Doctor Strange. Scott Dickerson's adventure into the world of Marvel's mystics ended with I hate saying his name, Chiwetel Mordo, Breaking Bad, seemingly setting him up to be a villain in the inevitable sequel, which did not happen. Outside of 838's Mordo being what he was. So that's one that's not been answered. We don't know where Mordo is. From the very beginning, the deleted scene that they were going to do at the beginning of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was going to be, I believe, Wanda killing our Mordo. I don't know if that was our Mordo or if that was another Mordo, but she was going to, decapitate him and things like that. But we have no idea where Mordo is in the MCU right now. The only thing we know about Mordo is the 838 Mordo and that he's still alive, I'm assuming, in the Citadel of the Illuminati. But the next thing that we've got is, again, this one. This one was something that I was expecting to come to fruition in No Way Home. I was expecting Scorpion to be one of the, at the time we all thought, Sinister Six. But no, they did not do that. And I'm curious to know, what the fuck are they doing with Scorpion? He went up to, in this scene, goes up to Keaton's Vulture at the end and says, word on the street is, who the Spider-Man is. And he says, if I know who he is, you think he'd still be alive, blah, blah, blah. Scorpion, we know, works closely with Fisk and Pin and or with Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. That's kind of been something that's been on the minds of a lot of people for Spider-Man 4. Is Scorpion going to show up in Spider-Man 4? Are they still going to do the whole Devil's Reign deal with Kingpin becoming Mayor Kingpin and things like that? And was Scorpion going to be one of his, for lack of better words, henchmen? But again, since, what was this, Homecoming? Jesus? When did that come out?
2017?
Not heard anything about it.
I think so, yeah, 2017.
Nothing about Scorpion since then. White Vision. I don't know if this is so much more of a... I mean, it is definitely a loose end that needs to be tied, because we don't know.
They'll get to it.
Yeah, they're going to get to this one, because we've even, we've heard about Vision Quest. We know some of the things that are going to be going on in Vision Quest. We know that, I forget the son's name, Vision's son's name. Both kids are going to be in Vision Quest. So we've kind of gotten a little bit more on what's going to be going on with Paul Bettany's Vision over than we do with any of these other characters. And then this one, Sharon Carter from Falcon, and her being the power broker possibly, and telling them at the end, this is what she said at the end. She's like, we're about to have full access to government secrets, prototypes, weapons, you name it. Could she be a Skrull? Could she be a Skrull? Could it be a thing where we see her, that could have been who she was talking to. We're about to thinking about that. Secret Invasion is next, and we know the Secret Invasion is going to be way more grounded than it is in the comics. It's going to be, hell, Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury says it in the trailer when Coleman's character asked him, what about your special friends? And he says, I have to do this alone. That tells you right there. There's no heroes in this shit outside of Rhodey. I'm not expecting. I've already tempered my expectations, if not killed them. I'm not expecting to see any heroes outside of Rhodey in this shit. So it could be one of these things where Sharon was talking. She's a Skrull, and she was talking to another Skrull, telling him, "Hey, we're about to have access to all this shit." So she could be a Skrull. That could come to that loose end could be tied together in Secret Invasion, possibly.
Yeah,
possibly.
No.
But they're saying the most likely place this thread could be picked up would be in 2024's Captain America 4, as the Star Spangled Banner blockbuster is set to dive into the world of international espionage again on the shoulders of Anthony Mackie's newly dubbed Captain America. That too. I can see that too. This one, Shang-Chi's sister. I don't really know if this is can we say that this is a loose end that hasn't been tied, because this movie only came out in what?
Yeah. Not even a year ago.
Yeah, like
has it been a year?
I think it's been a year. It's been a year.
Like almost 2 years.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I don't know if this is one that you can really say, oh, this is a loose end that hasn't been tied. We know that the 10 Rings is going to return. We saw the 10 Rings mentioned in Ms. Marvel. We saw at the end that she's taking over the compound and things like that. Now where that's going to end up, I don't know. But I don't personally think this is a loose end. That's one that's like, damn, we don't know what's going on. Like, well, yeah, because it's only been a year and a half. Eternals. This is one yes, Eternals came out in what, 19? Was it 19?
21.
Whenever the fuck it came. Yeah, not 19. Yeah, whenever the fuck this shit came
20
out.
20 or 21.
20 or 21, one of those. This, for me, this is something that needs to be answered, because this is too big. Where the fuck is Arishem and the whole judgment thing? What the fuck is going on with Tiamat? What the fuck is, what's going on with Kit Harington's Black Knight? Yeah. Yeah, none of the other heroes saw big ass Arishem descend from the fucking clouds, and so like, what's going on with that? So I would like that answered. This one as well. Euros and Pip the Troll showing up at the end, and it was Euros telling the other Eternals that he knows where Arishem has taken them, and there are other Eternals that they can look to for help and things like that, and blah blah blah. it'll be interesting to see Harry Styles portraying Euros, because I know a lot of people did not like him in, what is it, Little Darling with Florence Pugh or whatever. People hated. People were not enthralled with his acting at all. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with Harry Styles as Euros, brother of Thanos, and everything there. This is going to get answered in Spider-Man 4, I believe. The whole happy not knowing and everything like that. All this, I think, once Spider-Man 4 comes out, and the rumors are it's going to be before King Dynasty, we will be seeing, I'm sure, everything going on with Peter in the MCU, and the people that don't know who he is or remember who he is and things like that. That'll probably be tackled there, and that's what they're saying too. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be tackled in the beginning of Spider-Man 4. This is one I want answered. Venom. So what does this mean? Like, or does this mean that the symbiote is going? Are we going to see a scenario where the symbiote takes over Tom Holland's Peter? Is this going to take place before Secret Wars? Because in the Secret Wars comic, obviously, Spider-Man puts on the symbiote suit, things like that. So are we going to see that happening? And I've even seen, a while ago, people saying it would be cool to have Tom put it on, and then, maybe Andrew and Toby Spider-Man knowing what the symbiote can do, because I guess the assumption is that when Andrew's Spider-Man got bitter and got dark, that he was bonded with the symbiote. That's the assumption, is that he was bonded with the symbiote and things like that, and blah blah blah. So maybe they both can give him some like, hey, take that shit off, blah blah blah. You don't know what you're doing. That's an alien, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So I've seen people saying things like that. That would be cool to see. But I don't know. In the MCU right now, last time we saw it, it was moving, right? It was leaving the bar. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. And then the next one they've got here is what's going on with Jake Lockley and the post-credit scene on that. And that's going to get answered, I'm sure, in season 2 of Moon Knight.
Are they doing that?
Season 2 of Moon Knight?
Yeah.
They are doing it.
I figured they were doing it. I just didn't know or haven't heard anything about it. But that's really something that nothing's been like. Nothing the way Moon Knight ended's really been talked about and shit like that. Like, didn't we? Like, how Khonshu cool after just getting his ass kicked and shit. So that'll be interesting to see everything with that. I think that's one of the bright spots they got going, even though they didn't stick directly to the script and everything like that.
Yeah, and they said that President Kevin Feige said that there's a future for the character, in which, some of the other rumors that we've heard about, this season 2 focusing a lot on Ramatut and things like that. And so, so I think that obviously Jake Lockley and where he is and those loose ends are going to get tied in season 2 of Moon Knight. Number 11 is Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and obviously Clea is telling him that you caused an incursion. Now you got to help me fix it. Last we heard from Charlize Theron, which I don't believe is that
it'll get solved.
She's never talked with, or she hasn't talked with Marvel since, and doesn't know any plans for things going on, and blah blah blah. But again, I think that Marvel Studios, they reach out to these actors and tell them things that are going to be going on for the future, their characters way in advance. So, if the rumors are true, I'm assuming Doctor Strange 3, which is supposed to be coming before, they said before King Dynasty or Secret Wars, one of those. So we'll be seeing what's going on. We're supposed to be seeing our first incursion in the Marvels film. I don't know if that's possibly not going to be the incursion that they're discussing there, but it is going to be a while before we know anything going on with Doctor Strange doing. It's going to be some time. This one, there's a lot of loose ends they've got to tie up with these post-credit scenes. Hercules, I remember correctly, because I hate this film, but if I remember correctly, I believe, wasn't it Zeus that told him? Zeus told him,
He shows up after they take Zeus's lightning bolt in the little post-credit scene. And Zeus is basically telling him, go find him, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know who you are, basically.
Yeah. So
one time, Zeus is actually kind of looking like Zeus after he got his ass kicked and shit. Not really sure why they went with out-of-shape Russell Crowe to play Zeus, but hey.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait to see what's going on with Hercules and
cool with me. Yeah, I agree with D. Steezel. This was a whack-ass reveal.
No, it was. Whack-ass movie, whack-ass reveal.
Same with this one. I didn't care for either post-credit scene in Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Jane is going to return. Okay.
This one.
Yeah, I agree with D. Steezel. Whack-ass reveal.
Yeah. This one's just as bad.
But it's also still like, what are they going to do with
I think the rumor is right now that they're both going to be in Brave New World and no longer New World Order.
Come on, my nigga. Look at that nigga and then look at this.
Very different. Very different.
Where is... Yeah, we got it up there. Look at... That shit's so fucking...
Very different.
Disgusting.
So we'll have to see what they're doing with Scar, too.
Potent. Sickening.
The other rumor that I've seen right now is that Marvel, it's not been announced or anything like that, but obviously the rumor is that the film taking place after Brave New World is supposed to be setting up the World War Hulk film.
So Scar is rumored to be in Brave New World. Hulk is rumored to be in Brave New World.
Liv Tyler's Betty is rumored to be there, along with a host of other big names to take your focus off of Sam. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on with Scar as well. I don't even remember this one.
Another whack-ass reveal.
Yeah, Wong breaking Blonsky out of prison. Yeah, I remember.
I mean, that's something I've always been a little curious about. What the fuck is these niggas doing? But I don't really care about Blonsky anymore after I heard him speak. Blonsky's voice in Abomination.
I don't care.
You took Abomination from the Incredible Hulk 2008 film and completely
made that nigga sound like
yeah
20 years ago.
So that one I don't care about either. This one I really don't give a shit about. And that's obviously for Never's T'Challa's son reveal in the
post-credit scene and things like that. What they're going to do with TJ. We all know what they're going to do with TJ. TJ is just going to simply play out his father's...
We just need a whack-ass reveal button.
Yeah. They're just going to have TJ portraying all of
the stories that T'Challa would have been in the MCU, but replace him with TJ. So it'll be TJ living out some of those
comic panels that we all know and love.
Maybe, and I know people don't believe that, but that's
happening.
He'll
get his own comic panels too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
going to make him into a comic book.
I am sure. So yeah,
little Divine is going to continue on in the MCU as...
That's the all-new, all-different Black Panther right there, baby.
Already. And then the next one from Guardians is... what was the post-credit... Oh, the team-up. The team-up post-credit scene.
It just happened.
Yeah, that just happened. I don't really know that that's
a loose end.
Yeah, now they just fishing.
Yeah, that just happened. Even this one, Star-Lord will return. Okay.
Yeah, all of this stuff is probably not happening until Secret Wars. Like, I'm not expecting to see Chris Pratt's Star-Lord again until Kang Dynasty arrives, Secret Wars stuff, Battle World stuff, because...
Yeah, like, they'll do the next Guardians with the roster we saw at the end, and he might get a little cameo of Rocket going to get some shit from him or some shit like that, but I'm not expecting Star-Lord to be a main character in anything anymore.
Neither am I. But those are some of the loose ends that they're talking about that needs to get covered by Marvel Studios. And that's a lot. It's a lot to cover before Secret Wars. I feel like a lot of this has to be answered. One of the things they didn't put in here, though, was Kit Harington's Black Knight. They didn't put that in here. And I think that's a loose end that needs to be covered, too. Because we also heard Blade in that ask him, are you sure you're ready for that? So all that needs to be tied together. So... yeah, there's a lot.
What was that in?
That was in Eternals, at the end of Eternals. What was the other post-credit? Euros.
So, I mean, even the shit in Miss Marvel's, too, the swordsman or whatever. That shit was never really answered.
That shit wasn't answered.
There's probably I don't think they talked about Miss Marvel just because, but there's probably some other shit in Miss Marvel too. But my thing is, I don't know. I've been reading some of the comments and stuff, and it's like some people saying the reboot and they have too many things going on and stuff like that.
They do.
I'm just in the position of where they messed up by not executing everything well and taking their time out, because there's nothing wrong with their doing of having this many stories out and, you know, like giving fans this much to watch. But the thing is, one, it's not good. You're having bits and pieces that are good, or an episode that's good, or 10 minutes here and there. And the second part about all these storylines going on is we don't feel like we have like a main storyline. You know, we have Kang.
Yeah.
But what's that main storyline with Kang? Like, we want to build up to Secret Wars and Kang's Dynasty and all shit like that, but it's like, what is the main timeline we're taking to get there? Like, we're going in Loki where we're seeing we're branching. It's just confusing.
It is.
We're going in Loki where we're seeing all these different timelines. Then we go in Doctor Strange, we're going through the multiverse. Then we're about to see an incursion in the Marvels. And then we watched Wanda give multiple realities. And it's just confusing for someone who doesn't watch everything that's going on.
And, you know, I had people at work after Into the Spider-Verse asking me so many questions.
Yeah.
They're like, well, so what does this mean?
Is
like,
it connected?
Yeah, they were like, I'm so confused. What does this mean? Is this, yeah. I'm like, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's what I've been telling people. Like, when people ask me lately, I've told them, and they were asking me about Into the Spider-Verse. I was like, bro, that's so much to explain. I was like, I can't even, we're at work. I don't have time to, like, I can't break down all that shit to you right now. That's a lot.
So it's like, yeah, bro, it's they got a lot to do. They got a lot to do.
But that's they got all this going on, but in saying that, like I said, they don't have that main storyline that they can, you know, okay, we can maybe scratch this and tell fans it didn't work, we can't do it, but this is the main storyline we're sticking to. Like, this is phase 5. We have this movie, then this movie, and it's going to lead to this movie, and they connect. Right now, we have TV shows coming out, and then movies coming out, and then this gets scrapped, and then an actor comes out and sexually assaults someone, and then they need to recast someone. It's just a bunch of bullshit that's going on. I appreciate you, Double Tar, for the super chat. He said, topic for later, Disney is broke. They have to pay Universal for full ownership of Hulu, $20 billion. Disney is selling Lucasfilms.
Oh, that's you know,
I've not seen any rumors of them selling Lucasfilm like that.
and trust me, if it was out there, a lot of Star Wars fans would be on that shit, because that is something we pray about daily. I want the mouse to sell Star Wars. They should have never acquired Star Wars. So it'd be nice, but yeah, no, Disney's not in a good spot right now.
I mean, look at the flop of the second weekend of Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
But I said that. I said like their live action stuff, man. It just doesn't. Yeah. So Disney's not in a good place right now. They're not. They're not. They got a lot. They've got a lot of work to do. A lot of recovery to do. A lot of relationship mending to do. Like, you know, how many people have dropped their Disney Plus accounts and things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. No.
Let's see. Let's move here to. Let me see.
We actually got a couple comments.
You can read them.
Over. Justin said, "My thing with the MCU is they have enough stories to literally span generations. Yet they pick and choose what stories to do, and even then, they rush it and they take inspiration from modern comics. Yeah, don't make sense. You got tons of source material from the 60s, 70s, whatever, and you're choosing to write about stories that were just written and write your own and shit. So, Dougie Fresh said they tried to recreate that Infinity War Endgame magic too soon. There's so many big cosmic and multiverse threats mixed with street level stuff. What are we supposed to care about?"
Yep.
And that's the when we're about to get to that. That's the point Chris Hemsworth was making with Quantumania.
But we'll get to that.
William Moloch said they're going to cancel Blade and just make a buddy cop movie instead. I saw something that Disney actually got approved to have Deadpool and Blade rated R and shit like that.
Mhm.
And so I'm pretty sure Blade's gonna happen. It's just a shit show as of right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think they cancel Blade. I don't know if Ali does it. He might get recast or some shit by the time they get to it. A couple more I'll go with. And then Justin added, he said, mind you, the MCU has nowhere near the amount of characters in it that the comics do, and they're still struggling to get the ones that they're trying to establish right.
Yep.
Double Tar said he'll post the source in the Discord of Disney selling Lucasfilms. Grace said they're doing too much with no connecting plot threads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it too. It's a lot. Like looking at that list of loose ends, some of those I even forgot about, those post-credit scenes. It's a lot.
Couple more. Sir Yuri G said, let's be fair, the whole Eternals movie is a loose end. There's still a dude sticking out of the planet that they never talked about in any show or movie.
Yep.
Professor the Film Fan said, I don't think the studio has plans for TJ. I think it was just to shut the recast crowd up.
Who said that?
Sir, Professor the Film Fan.
I'm telling you, Professor
They
the Film
got
Fan.
They got plans for that little nigga. They wouldn't have brought him in.
Oh man, they have big plans.
They make a future bright.
I am prepping everyone, bro.
I have been saying this since I saw the leaked post-credit scene sent to me when I said, oh, now I don't have to see For Never. I don't have to go see this film because I've seen the post-credit scene. I said it then.
I'm saying it again now.
That motherfucker is the future. He
Of their
is
Black Panther
yes, he is the future of the Wakanda Black Panther franchise, the Wakanda Forever series shit that there's. I'm telling you. If I'm gonna say this too. I've said it before. I know everybody wants him to recast T'Challa, bring him back.
Not gonna happen. You might see a variant or some shit.
Yeah, you might see a
fight,
mural.
Fight one fight.
see little Divine looking at a mural of his daddy. But that's it.
A couple more, then we get into the next one. Williams said they should have just kept the partnership with Netflix. I mean, I don't disagree, honestly. It was a good way for them to be getting their street level stuff out with no limits and shit. It just sucks the budget.
Yeah.
And then Justin said, I'll never understand the fact if they want to tell their own original stories and completely change a character from the source material. But if that's the case, then why not just create your own?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. You know, I remember when what's the girl's name from Fast and Furious?
Oh,
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
When Michelle Rodriguez said what she said, and I'm not saying you guys. When I say you, I'm just speaking to the internet in general. A lot of you dumb fucks took what I said as if I didn't understand what Michelle Rodriguez was saying. I know what the dumbass was saying. I understood what it was how she said it, though. It wasn't what she said. It was how she said it. When she said, stop
how
stealing.
She started acting when she got some liquor in her system.
Yeah, stop stealing all the white people's superheroes. Bitch, what? It's the other way around. Stealing the white people's superheroes. The fuck is she talking about? Bitch, you better go find Dom.
Like this bitch a damn superhero herself.
Yeah, like what the fuck? This is
the
like,
damn
get the fuck outta
superhero.
here.
She the damn superhero senator.
Shit.
She got it all figured out. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, when she said that shit, I was, you know me, like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah, I was like, what is she
I'm
talking
not even
about?
going to tap the comments. And Professor Film Fan just he said he disagrees. Nate, Kevin, and Ryan hasn't confirmed or announced anything, and it's been 7 months.
I get it. I understand, guys. But let's talk about this too. How long has it been? We haven't even heard anything about the Eternals, but we know they're coming back.
Yep.
How long has it been since Shang-Chi? They've not talked about Shang-Chi, but we know he's
heard
coming
shit
back.
about What If, and we know What If season 2 is coming back.
And again, that's fine. I would like to be wrong. Trust me, I would like to be wrong, and T'Challa comes back in some way, shape, or form to the MCU. I just don't see them doubling down on everything they did in Wakanda Forever just to come back and say,
especially after
psych.
so much time passes.
Yeah.
Like the longer time, like the more time that passes, the less believable it is. Like they're not gonna be 2 years later and be like, let's just undo everything we did 2 years ago.
I just don't see it. I don't see it. Even people saying, well, can we just take Wakanda? And I understand that a lot of this is just people just speaking, not being, some people might be genuine, some might not be. People saying, well, can't we just erase Wakanda? They're not ever doing that. Like, they are never going to take a film that they put money into, however much it took to make that fucking shit film, and then say, let's just erase it. Let's just forget. I can never fucking. They're never gonna do that until they reboot the entire MCU franchise. It's canonical. It is.
Last one. Diesel said, only time Marvel changed their mind on a bad story decision was bringing a new Asian Mandarin into the universe. They did the Mandarin.
Oh, yeah. So I don't see them changing their minds on stuff like that. And I know Kevin Feige hasn't come out. I know Iger or any of the others haven't come out and given any, talked about. But I'll say this too about Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige didn't talk about Forever. During Forever's, all the way up to the release, I want to say Kevin Feige maybe said 2 or 3 things about it.
Kevin Feige's going to DC.
Kevin Feige said it's one of the most important films of Phase 4. That still has never been answered to me as to how. And then he came out and said that what he said about at the time it was just too soon. But again, I think that was just to quiet the recast crowd, just to say shh. They probably told him, Kevin, please get out there and say something, because you ain't said shit about it. Will you say something? And he's like, okay, I'll say it was, at the time it was just too soon.
Black Claw said, how about a big budget animated Black Panther movie with Spider-Verse like animation? And D. Steezel said you can throw that shit in the trash.
They just need to. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I personally just reboot. I'm not saying they need to now. That's not my opinion. I know some people think they need to now. I personally think there's correcting all this, but I know it's a little harder than me saying that because they're not just gonna do it. They're probably gonna continue on the same path they're on and shit like that. But I might have been the first to say it. I've told y'all that recasting T'Challa is not on their mind right now.
It's not.
I might have been the first to tell. They got all this shit y'all see how much they care about characters like Wanda and even Deadpool. They got characters they care about. They can bring back Iron Man whenever they want. Bring back Cap whenever they want. They saw Shang-Chi was stickable. They're not worried about T'Challa
Here's
right
all
now.
I'm giving.
They saw we don't even like Wakanda anymore. They're not trying to please us.
Like
yeah, they're not trying to, let's bring back T'Challa and maybe they'll like Wakanda. No.
Here's what I think they will do. I do think they will do this. But again, I've already said it's going to be fleeting. It's a moment. It's just a moment in the film. He'll be in Secret Wars, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. He'll be in Secret Wars. But it's only for Secret Wars. That motherfucker's not staying in the MCU.
And I don't even know what capacity this is going to be.
I don't know
if they do the Star-Lord thingy from What If.
Right,
or if they
right.
just bring regular Black Panther T'Challa from another
universe.
Or if they do some incursion shit. Then maybe they do the 838 shit and then T'Challa dies. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. But whatever it is, again, it's only for the duration of that film.
Yeah, that shit's not going to become its own little spin-off series into its own,
And I have no inside knowledge. I don't want to sit here and make it seem like my word is law. Like I know what Marvel's doing. I'm going off of what the fuck I'm seeing. Marvel has not given me any indication that they give a flying fuck.
Throw a rock at me if I'm wrong.
I'm serious. For real. Hit my ass. Stone me because I don't.
I'll die on the hill where I think I'm right on this.
Yeah, I think I'm right. They've not shown that they care. They haven't. They haven't. So
exactly like J-Rob said, there's no course correction. How can you course correct if you don't even care for the source material?
There you go.
They straight up said they don't want the comics touching these projects.
That's straight up out of Nate Moore's mouth. Straight from Nate Moore. Guys, have we forgotten?
Someone who know what they talking about. Shout out J-Rob.
Have we forgotten, guys? I know we haven't had these recast conversations as of late, but have we forgotten the paper trail that we over here at Planet Fanatics have created for the Black Panther recast stuff?
Playlist.
Yeah, there's a long ass playlist, a paper trail of Marvel constantly shitting on the hopes and dreams that T'Challa could come back. Like,
we've provided enough evidence on why he should. We've provided enough evidence on why he's not going to be. We've provided enough evidence on everything. It's all there.
It's there.
That shit's not happening. And if it does, it's not anytime soon. And if it does, it's not our T'Challa. And if it does,
he ain't staying.
He's not. Yeah. Boom. There it is.
So, yeah.
Yep. DC is all new, all different era.
Yep.
That's what we in.
Ant-Man said, I wish Wakanda Forever took place in a different universe where T'Challa died and T'Challa is still alive in the main MCU.
I do too. You know, it goes back to that DC stuff. I wouldn't care if Marvel did a separate, doesn't have to connect to the MCU. I don't really give a fuck. Just a different Black Panther solo film or something different, bro. Like, they're never going to do that, but I'm just saying that would be the only way that you could get a T'Challa story that's not divine.
Yeah. You'd have to do that shit like Batman,
like the Joker.
Off-world, yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be an off-world thing.
Other-world shit.
So,
anyway,
some bullshiggity.
This is what
Chris Hemsworth has had to say. You know,
Thor. I read this shit earlier on Big's Restaurant.
Thor Ragnarok is in my top 5 Marvel films. You know, I love Thor in Infinity War. I love him in Endgame. And before I sat down to watch Thor for Thor Love and Thunder, I was excited to go on another journey with, you know, one of my favorite MCU characters. But however, 10 minutes into this insanely ridiculous film, I easily put it as one of the worst never watched Marvel films again, and I have not. I will not. Waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money, just waste of everything. Waste of actors and Christian Bale. You know, just a complete colossal waste of time. And your mileage may vary. You may have thought Thor: Love and Thunder was fantastic, and if you loved it, that's great. I hated it. I thought the film was awful. You know, the thing that took me out at the very, very beginning, the thing that took me out for the rest of the film, was Thor's narration at the beginning when he's sitting there narrating and he says, I just need somebody to come and tell me, Thor, we need your help. Then out of the blue, pans right into the camera, Chris Pratt's Star-Lord, Thor, we need your help. Then he picks Stormbreaker up out of the fucking ground and rides it like a witch's broom. I was done. Because at that point you had taken a character that the last time we saw him was so serious and ready to, you know, trying to get his, you know, get his people back and all that stuff. You took that character and then you made him a laughing stock this entire film. The splits thing that he did, you know, with the two ships, not getting to see Christian Bale's Gore actually do any god butching. You know, seeing Gore look the way Gore looked, seeing the terrible CGI at the beginning when Gore killed the first god that he killed, Russell Crowe's terrible adaptation of Zeus. Just the entire film was Heimdall's kid's floating head. It was all just a colossal, and then the very thing that because Marvel, as I've told you, to me Marvel's third acts are hit and miss. Eternal's third act, ass. Thor: Love and Thunder, ass from the very beginning, but that third act, really ass.
Super ass.
Yeah, when he gives his powers, the powers of Thor, to the children, when was that ever been a thing in Marvel? Because if that was the case, why did he not do that to Cap and Tony?
I said that shit was corny, yeah.
Like,
nigga done shared his power.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So this whole movie was just a big colossal waste of my fucking time. Colossal waste of Marvel's time, energy, money. Like I said, enlisting in talented actors like Christian Bale just to get the fuck we got in this movie. But Chris Hemsworth obviously thinks the same thing now, which I find interesting because obviously, you know, when you're making the film, there's not really much negative things that they can say about it unless, you know, they're under that contract. Same thing like we were saying with Angela Bassett. Why we didn't hear Angela Bassett saying some of the things that she came out saying afterwards about, like, you know, why kill Queen Ramonda and things like that, because they're under contract, things like that. Well, Chris Hemsworth, I want to make sure I'm saying what he said correctly here. He sat down in an interview with GQ magazine, and he admitted that Love and Thunder was too silly for its own good. He went on to say that I think it was just too much fun. It just became too silly. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective. I love the process. It's always a ride, but you just don't know how the audience is going to respond. And again, I found that interesting that he said that. But then he went on to say things about Ant-Man 3 too, and this is coming from Variety, but again, he sat down with GQ. He said Wakanda Forever was really cool, but he didn't see Quantumania, but he saw enough of the marketing to wonder why Marvel turned the relatively small Ant-Man franchise into a huge space epic. That's the trick. You have to separate all of those stories. The moment it's like your world is in danger, the entire universe, it's like, yeah, so it was like that in the last 24 films. It has to become a bit more personal and grounded. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And, you know, but this is not the first time we've seen Chris kind of voicing things like that. You know, last time he was asked about Thor, he said if the story's compelling enough, he wants to come back as Thor. I think he was feeling this way after, you know, Thor 4 started plummeting on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it was that first damn day that critics were seeing it, where people were like, y'all ain't gonna like this shit. This ain't it. And like I said, it's reflecting of that. And what he said about Ant-Man is absolutely correct. You take the first two Ant-Man films, they're grounded films. The first film, it's about Scott trying to save his fucking family. Now Scott's trying to save the universe from a fucking sadistic lunatic from the 31st century. Like, how did Scott get catapulted into some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you know, we got what we got in Quantumania. We've talked about Quantumania and things like that. But I agree with Chris Hemsworth here. The difference is, you know, we would have a film where, yes, the universe is at stake, but then we'd have a film where, okay, now my city's at stake, where I'm just focused on saving my city. Take it back to Ant-Man stuff. My family's at stake. I'm just focused on saving my family. It would fluctuate from going to the film is stakes are this big to the film stakes are like this. You know, it wasn't always the universe. And these Phase 4 has always, it just seems like it's just been like, the universe is at stake. We have to do this. We have to do that. And it's like, damn, the universe was just at stake.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, I get it. And it goes back to what everybody has been saying. It's not really so much a superhero fatigue as far as it is, as more as it is as fatigued of shitty stories.
Bad movie fatigue.
Yeah. That's really what it is. It's like, it's a fatigue of just shitty stories, the shitty shit you're giving us with characters that we love.
That's what I was about to say. It's a fatigue of you taking shit that I enjoy and making me not enjoy it.
Yep.
That's literally all it is. I'm
That's
tired
all
of
it
you.
is.
And it's like, how am I excited? Oh, yeah. How can I get excited for like Deadpool 3 whenever, you know? It's like, what track record shows you're about to fuck Deadpool up.
Yeah.
First two movies, everyone loves them. Track record shows you're about to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Even if, let's say, we watched Deadpool opinions, Hugh Jackman, we all loved it, but the storyline of Deadpool, there's a potential chance we could be saying that.
That's true. And you know, Chris Hemsworth even said, I didn't know he said this part. This is true too. The actor explained how even his kids' friends weren't huge fans of the movie, pointing out how he had a bunch of 8-year-olds critiquing his film for having too much humor and how the VFX effects weren't as good. These are 8-year-olds. But don't we always say that? Don't we always say that these movies are made for kids?
Yeah.
Movies are made for these kids. Yes, we enjoy them as adults and things like that, but these movies they went to children when they brought the MCU back first. So,
and I'll tell you who's going to have more questions than any of us
Kids.
Some damn kids.
Yeah, it's kids. You got 8-year-olds telling Chris Hemsworth, we thought this one had too much humor and the action was cool, but the VX weren't that as good. These are 8-year-olds, bro. 8-year-olds saying that this Thor film sucked. So Marvel,
those same 8-year-olds watched Chadwick's story get brought to Black Panther. Those same 8-year-olds watched Ant-Man and Ants killed Kang.
Yeah.
Those same 8-year-olds watched Heimdall's head floating around and shit. Like, it's shitty.
It's shitty.
And you can't say, oh, you're gonna like it, this community might like it, because the wide majority is gonna think it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You can't, oh, this community liked Miss Marvel. Well, the rest of us thought it was ass.
Yeah.
You know? Even, let's say the black community enjoyed Black Panther, and it was ass. Okay, so what? We enjoyed it. It was ass. You know, it's ass. Like, the point of what they're supposed to be doing is giving us stuff to actually, we are excited for the future of this. Almost every nigga in this chat has said it's time for a reboot.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to see more shit of this? And like, yes, we're gonna keep watching because it's like whether we pay for it or not, it's shit we love. It's just the genre of stuff that we want to see and stuff like that. So we're most likely gonna end up watching unless it's like Morbius or some shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's not gonna last much longer. Especially for Marvel with DC coming around. The Boys is about to come out again. You got other shit coming around.
We're about to get our first look at the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender this week. Like, that's what I'm excited. I'm excited for shit like that.
Yep.
Like,
so it's just they've got to. I don't know.
Yeah. They've got a lot. It's what's Secret Invasion, I guess, is going to be one of those measurements, and I guess we can move over to that quickly because we did get to see the first 5 minutes of this of Secret Invasion, where I was pleasantly surprised. I really was, because it does play on that paranoid thriller.
It has to stick with the tone.
Yeah,
it has to.
The tone of that first 5 minutes had me invested. I wanted more, and that was the thing I said. If I'm not invested, then I'm not.
Because we already know it's not Secret Invasion.
Yes. That's my big thing. But that first 5 minutes, that clip was. I wish we could watch the clip, but we can't. Or can we? It's on Twitter. You think we'll get copyright for watching this?
If anything, it's just like a trailer.
We'll watch it.
Like a Marvel trailer.
We'll watch it. Let's see.
Marvel don't ever hit us for shit, I don't think, unless keep it in that little ass screen.
Yes. I'll be right there.
I said it at D23 with the first trailer. I said it after they released the second trailer, and it remains the same after that first 5 minutes. And I like the way that they even conducted that first 5 minutes, like how you had to go to the website, put in the brilliant marketing, brilliant. That's how you get people invested in something like this. Again, my biggest problem is that there's no heroes, but with how, just even in that 5 minutes, I've seen it before. This is my third time seeing it. I'm on the edge of my seat now. If you can keep me that, I don't give a fuck.
Just that watch, like eyes on screen. And
if you can keep me that invested, like, because I like that paranoid thriller, like that the music swelling in the background. Ross talking to the other agent there in that moment. How manic that agent was, talking about. So you think you know? Even in that moment, I don't think that's Ross. I don't. I like that. I like that I'm questioning who's who, even in the trailers, because it's like, I'm invested. You've gotten me that paranoid thriller drama type. You've gotten me in there. So it's like, I'm even questioning Rhodey. Like the TikTok Nick. Like I'm questioning, is that Rhodey? Or is this a scroll? So that's dope. That's cool. That first 5 minutes of that trailer, if they can do that, because we're getting every episode's an hour. So every episode's going to be an hour long. If they can keep that up, How long? It's 8 episodes, 8 or 9 episodes, I think.
Is it longer? I thought it was 6.
Is it 6 episodes?
I'm pretty sure.
6 episodes. That's 6 hours. 6. If they can give a strong, and I'm talking every episode, a strong 6 hours of Secret Invasion, this could be one of their...
And connect shit.
Yeah, and connect shit.
Give us a little dive back into the past.
Yep.
Some shit that's going on now. My thing is, I don't think I've ever went into a project wanting to shit on it. And so seeing this is something that I want to do good. I'm fucking hoping that every episode is good. Even if, like with WandaVision, the first one might have been a little slow. I'm okay with them taking that first episode to build the story and let us get to know the characters and get us to know the storyline and plot like that. It's just, as much as we get the tone and everything, I hope the pace of this is right. 6 episodes, an hour an episode. It's kind of hard to manage, especially coming from how they've done recent TV shows and previous shows and stuff like that. So I just hope they get the pace of it right in the sense of we're not watching the most exciting thing the second episode and then the 5th episode's less than the 3rd.
Yeah, that's why I said every episode needs to be every episode.
So I hope they build off each other. They keep building off episodes and stuff. But
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, so far I haven't seen anything that I'm not excited about.
Yeah, June 21st. That's what, 10 days?
Yep, 11. Yep, 10 now.
I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited to the point we might react to this shit. Like we haven't done a reaction since what?
Moon
fucking
Knight.
Marvel. Yeah, Moon Knight.
We might have did a little bit of. We
did Miss Marvel. We did She-Hulk. She-Hulk was the
last.
last.
That's what I was about to say. She-Hulk ended it.
That's what took.
Nigga seen Scar and.
That's what did it. She-Hulk stopped us. Yeah, we were done. This we might react to because views on reactions to this are going to be great. Oh my god, yeah, this one I'm excited for. So I do want to. I'm so excited. I actually want to read what the direct had to say. They said ahead of Secret Invasion's premiere in the coming weeks, Marvel Studios let slip a new clip teasing how the events of the show get started. The adult-oriented series will premiere with 1 episode and near the end of June, becoming the MCU's first Disney Plus series of the year. The story will begin with Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn's Talos into the spotlight. It'll also feature Emilia Clarke's introduction into the MCU, whose character will offer a perspective that straddles both the human and the Skrull side of things. I forget who she's playing. I think she's playing the Skrull Queen. I believe that's who she's playing. I think that's what it said. The marketing for Secret Invasion just gave fans their first clip for the upcoming Marvel Studios Disney Plus series. The clip follows Martin Freeman's Everett Ross as he has a secret meeting in Moscow. The person he is Agent Prescott, who believes to know about the secret invasion of the Skrulls on Earth. Blah blah blah. We watched that. Then it goes on to say the paranoia of Secret Invasion. Marvel certainly isn't holding back when it comes to the paranoia of the show. The paranoia of the show will bring about. Given that the show's whole premise, fans know that that Agent Prescott probably isn't far off the mark. The real question is who will surprise audiences by being a secret Skrull. I really think Ross in that moment is a Skrull. Why tackle him? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why tackle?
Like why would you tackle him after you just told him all that? This clip's ending seems to allude to Prescott jumping to conclusions that Agent Ross himself could be one of the shapeshifters. Yes, like why tackle him? Then it says there is one hiccup the show will have to deal with when it comes to uncovering those hidden Skrulls. Captain Marvel established it was actually pretty easy to find out that a Skrull was someone in disguise. All one had to do was ask them specific questions about their past, and the gig was up. Fingers are crossed that Marvel made it a little bit more complicated for the Skrulls to be mentioned or noticed this time around. Secret Invasion will debut on Disney Plus Wednesday, June 21st. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Looks like it's going to be good. Like I said, I agree with what Gray said in the comments. This should have been the tone for the entire phase.
Yeah.
This should have been what we were moving into, bro. and all that laughing comedy shit that we got in Phase 4, this should have been the tone. As I said, even moving into before Quantumania, we knew we were getting Kang. We know that that's where we were going. We also knew we were getting Secret Invasion. We know how serious some of these stories are. The tone shouldn't have been so Disney-go-lucky, lighthearted. It should have been darker. We're moving into darker times. We're moving into more paranoia times. We're moving into more uncertain times. Like, who's Kang? Who's a Skrull? That should be the tone. Not again, Thor Love and Thunder type shit. So, excited.
A minute ago, Dovatar left another super chat, and he said, "Do you think Marvel should be spun out as its own company, still owned by Disney, but able to run itself?" We appreciate the super chat.
I don't think that. I think
I would like to see Marvel get away from Disney.
I would like to see many franchises branch off from Disney. I would like to see many franchises get the fuck away from Disney. It's the mouse. It is simply the mouse. That's really what it is. I hope you're right about the whole Lucasfilm. I haven't seen anything about that. If Lucasfilm is really trying to get the fuck away from Disney, well, Heidi fucking ho. Get away from them. Shit, get away from them. And I agree. No, I think Marvel needs to be its own thing, just like DC. Yeah. It needs to be its own. It needs to be its own thing. Yes, DC's still under the umbrella of Warner Brothers, but let's not pretend that Warner Brothers is the same as Disney. So, no, Marvel needs to be its own thing, I think. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this. So, anybody saying anything there about Secret Invasion?
They could have. Stevie said they could have had BP that died was a Skrull, and that real BP been with Nick this entire time.
I would like that. You know, we've said that. We've said the body that was in the casket could have been a Skrull moving towards Secret Invasion.
D. Stiesel said Skrull's MCU introduction was still whack, but I'm most interested in this.
Yeah. I agree with him, and I agree with what they said there at the bottom. I hope that they found a different way to identifying who Skrulls are other than just questioning them.
Rohan Falconer said, where did it go? Secret Invasion trailer didn't pull me in, but I want to see what it will become. I would love to see all you guys react to it.
Yeah, I think we really are going to do that.
Ant-Man said Secret Invasion should have been the saga for the MCU because the whole multiverse isn't really adding up together.
Mm-hmm.
J-Rob said, I'm not even mad that there are no heroes. I need a break anyways.
Yeah, well, see, for me, Secret Invasion is one of my favorite comic runs that Marvel's done. And the utter shock when I first read it, of just realizing that some of the heroes we've been on this journey with, this Marvel comic journey with, are not who the fuck they've said they are.
Yeah.
And it's like that jaw-dropping moment was just like, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see, them taking over the heroes. And the government officials it's fine, I guess. Like, this end scene there where Nick shoots the rocket launcher, that's currently the president of the MCU, who a lot of people are speculating is also a Skrull. So the thing is, he's either going to die in this. The president's either going to die in this, or he's going to be revealed to be a Skrull. Had been a Skrull this whole entire time, prompting Thaddeus Ross to become the new president of the MCU. So yeah, it's interesting.
Official Liam said Disney is never letting Lucasfilm or Marvel go. They have too much invested with the merchandise and in their parks. Plus, it makes them billions of dollars.
I agree with that too. That's why I said I haven't seen anything about them saying they were releasing. The only thing I've seen from Disney is that they're about to make a Star Wars themed. It's not just going to be what is it at Star Wars now? It's Batuu. Batuu is the only planet that you can visit on the outside of in Star Wars on their little campus.
Yeah.
But they're about to build an entire galaxy type thing of planets. So I don't think they're letting that shit go.
Double Tar said he can't wait for it. Shirley said, I hope this show don't get me hype up like She-Hulk, like her coming attraction.
Yeah.
And then she said, I wish Michael Jackson would have took over it before Disney got it.
He tried.
Couple more, if I can find the ones I wanted to read. Sir Yuri G said, this is legit giving me vibes of the recent Secret Invasion limited comics run, which was good, by the way.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's going to be, like I said,
And then
looks like it's gonna be good.
said Everett Ross getting more shine than T'Challa.
Definitely. Definitely. Got saved by Wakanda, and now more shine. Okay, so the next thing we'll move here to is just going to be some of the stuff going on with some of the MCU updates. The last thing too, MCU updates and Secret Wars updates. I'll read you what I have here. So we do have new updates from Kevin Feige. Let me go ahead and move this actually. All right, so we do have updates. We have some updates from Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige's plan for the multiverse and for Secret Wars. And this is going to include the Scarlet Witch showing up in Deadpool, or being mentioned, rather, in Deadpool 3. And the Across the Spider-Verse character showing up in Secret Wars as well. So we know that Marvel is, we talked about this a little bit ago. I believe I brought it up during the reveal of Secret Wars at D23, is that we know that Marvel is wanting to do it in 2 parts. I don't know any other way that they could do it, and they also want to give us that Battle World saga. We kind of talked about that a little bit too a couple weeks ago. Obviously, we know that Wanda is a fan favorite. Wanda, not just she's a favorite of mine for sure. And a lot of people have been asking, when's Wanda coming back? When are we going to see Wanda again? Elizabeth Olsen just recently even came out and said that she doesn't miss playing Wanda. When these actors and actresses say these things, it's not real. But she said she doesn't miss playing Wanda, and if Marvel Studios was to fire her today, she's happy with where they've left Wanda, and I find that entire statement to be a crock of shit. But Alex Perez over the Cosmic Circus was discussing on his podcast that Wanda will return. He talked about how they are planning to do they're currently doing something solo for Wanda. So look in there, grab the Wanda book for me, because it's the same. It's the book. Yeah. This is the book they're adapting, and it's one of my favorite runs with Wanda. And it's Witch's Road. Witch's Road is what they're going to be adapting, it looks like, for Wanda's solo project. This was confirmed by My Time to Shine Hello, Can We Get Some Toast, Alex Perez, Daniel Richmond, and some others out there. Gracias. But this is the complete collection here of Witch's Road. And if you've read this book, if you've read any of this, or if you've seen any of this, this is an amazing run. It really is. It's really good. So a lot of people are now speculating. A lot of people are speculating too that at the end of well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me continue there. We're not going to be seeing Wanda anytime soon. Like this solo project is not like soon. It is something that they're wanting to do possibly for phase 6 before Secret Wars and things like that, but it's not. I don't believe it's something that's like on the horizon. So at the time, Wanda's just going to be mentioned in the MCU. We're not going to see Wanda. She's going to be mentioned, like I said, in Deadpool 3. She's going to be mentioned in Agatha Coven of Chaos, which we also know, because we've discussed this before, that Coven of Chaos is going to be adapting elements of Children's Crusade and things like that. When we know that for sure, that's definitely happening with all the plot leaks and things that have been coming out for Coven of Chaos, with Aubrey Plaza's character getting more illuminated on who she's going to be and things like that. They are really going to be adapting Children's Crusade into elements of this. One of the plot leaks that we also discussed last week, or the week prior to that, for Deadpool 3 was the Magneto one. Is that Magneto had taken over a different universe, defeated the Avengers, and this was an alternate timeline that this is all taking place in. And a lot of people have made the connection that this connects to the Ultimates comics, the Ultimatum run, where in that comic Magneto loses his kids, Wanda. They kill Wanda and Quicksilver, and he snaps and does what he does, takes over the world and things like that. So if that is the plot leak that's to be believed, that's something that we're going to see. We know that Owen Wilson's TVA and everybody is involved in Deadpool 3, and we're going to see multiple Deadpools, multiple Wolverines, and that they're going to be, the TVA is enlisting Wolverine and Deadpool to help them take out
the universe's Magneto, that everything that he's done. So if that is to be believed, then it kind of does make sense, because if you take yourself back to Multiverse of Madness, what happened in Multiverse of Madness? The original plot leak, well, one of the original plot leaks that we had was that the Illuminati was going to lobotomize Wanda, the Wanda of 838, because they understood and knew that, you know, she's her destiny was to become the Scarlet Witch. We can't have that happen in 838, so they were going to go to Magneto, who was going to agree with them to lobotomize Wanda. So a lot of people have been taking that and thinking, are they going to somewhat adapt that into a way to where now the Scarlet Witch has been killed in whatever universe, and now Magneto's pissed about it, and, you know, now they're enlisting Deadpool and everything like that to help. That could be something that's going on with it. It kind of does make sense. The Agatha stuff is also interesting. You know, we've talked about this in the past before, and that was that the Children's Crusade stuff. We've also talked about, you know, newly the Witch's Road that they're going to be adapting into, and a lot of people thinking that in Multiverse of Madness, when we see her take down Wonder Gore Mountain, that she does not die in that moment. And I never thought she died in that moment anyway, but that she doesn't die in that moment. That was in that moment she transported herself to the Witch's Road. And, you know, that's a realm that only strong witches, depending on who you are, certain magical, if you're a witch or something like that, you can enter that realm. Not everybody can enter that realm. So thinking that that's where she is right now, that she's on the Witch's Road and things like that, she's in that realm. She's not dead, and that's what happened in Wonder Gore Mountain. So the theory kind of adds up with that. You know, we also know that Billy Kaplan, Joe Locke, is going to be playing Billy Kaplan, aka Wiccan, of the Young Avengers, and Wanda's son, Wanda's reincarnated, one of her sons reincarnated in the show. That he's going to have a close relationship with Agatha, and also too, people are from the plot we saw with Coven of Chaos. The minute that she leaves Wonder Gore and is transported into the realm of Witch's Road, the hex with Agatha breaks, which allows Agatha to obviously do the things that we're going to be seeing her doing in Coven of Chaos. So we could be possibly seeing a scenario where Billy maybe finds his way, because he's just as strong as his mother. He has the demiurge to find his way into the realm of the Witch's Road, to talk to Wanda, to maybe get her out of that realm, to get her back into the MCU, because we also know from rumors that Kang is the one that wrote the Darkhold. Kang is the one that wrote the Prophecy of Wanda. Kang is the one that put that out into the universe. Not just one version of the Darkhold, but all the versions of the Darkhold that are within the MCU or within the universe and things like that. The different universes. That Kang is the one that did that. So we already know that Kang and Wanda have some type of connection, because if that's true and he did it, not Chthon, and he did it, then he's automatically connected to Wanda. That takes you back to that rumor months and months and months and months ago that Wanda was going to be a major player in Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, which I still do believe that's happening. So like I said, the Solo Scarlet Witch project is likely going to become coming before Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, because she's going to have a lot to do in that. So yeah. So that's some of the things that we know that's going on with Secret Wars, and even let's get on the Cross the Spider-Verse stuff. The Cross the Spider-Verse stuff, we know that they are also rumored to be in Secret Wars as well, with the Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse coming out. We know that Lord and Miller were directly involved with Marvel and the MCU as far as like things that they could put in there, things they couldn't put in there, the connections to the MCU connected to Into the Spider-Verse. Alex Perez over at Cosmic Circus has also said that everything going on in Into the Spider-Verse directly connects to the MCU. He even talked about on his podcast that the Prowler that we see in Across the Spider-Verse, a live-action version of him, is the live-action version from Homecoming. Yeah. Which that's exciting as fuck.
I've been seeing a lot of shit that, like, basically Spider-Man 4, when he moves into his apartment, his neighbors, Miles' family. There's some
good ones.
Connects. Yeah,
there's some good ones.
And it's crazy. It's a crazy ass loophole, because I honestly, personally want to say Sony and Marvel have been working together the whole time and connecting shit. I don't think back to the Venom. I think they wanted to do more shit with Morbius. I think some people at Marvel watched Morbius. It was like, we can't do that with Tom Holland. Like, we can't. It's not good. It doesn't connect. And so I genuinely think, because if everything's as good as they're saying with the new Kraven and shit like that, I think a lot of this shit is that too. Really connected.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting that too. The Kraven, a first look at Kraven here very soon. I think it's connected too. You know, even I didn't read this part, but even this, you know, Spider-Man and Madam Web reveals surprising, you know, genre and things like the connections to Madam Web, and what that's supposed to mean and things like that. With the Cross of Spider-Verse stuff, it's going to be really interesting to see how it's all connected to Secret Wars and everything like that. You know, even in Into the Spider-Verse, when you start seeing, I think it's Miguel O'Hara, when you start seeing the branches of timelines go, it's the exact same from Loki. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. The connections are all there. I think my question is just how they're bringing Miles live action.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll be that same animated one, or I wonder if
it has to be a different one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. They just
it has to be.
Cast someone and his story starts as...
Yeah, because remember my original theory was that it was going to be this Miles, but it can't be because he's got his own Prowler. The Miles he met has his own. He is the Prowler.
Did you find out? I didn't know there were two Mileses. Did you find out how? Does anyone know how? Is there a Miles for every
universe? To my knowledge, there has not been. But this is new to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And so I wonder how many Miles is there gonna be? You know, because there's obviously got to be one more if they're doing the live action show. I doubt Prowler is the one they're going to do live action. I doubt the one we're seeing now is going to be the live action.
No, I don't. I think that...
So I wonder how many we end up seeing.
But one thing I hope they don't do is that Who Framed Roger Rabbit shit. I'm not a fan of mixing animation with live action like that. Like, when we...
spot shit.
Yeah, like when we saw that, that's cool. That's fine. But I don't want to see an animated Miles hanging out with a live action. That will... You want to talk about something that'll take me out of the film? That will take me out. I don't want to see that. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think that the Miles that we're seeing in Into the Spider-Verse is his own Miles. The Miles that he from Earth 42 that was supposed to get bit by the spider that turned into the Prowler is his own Miles.
I think the Miles we have in the MCU is already there.
Yeah, he's already there.
And I think that they took Donald Glover, the Prowler, and put him in that little cell thingy. I think that kind of really established it.
It did. I always take it back to that line. I got a nephew that lives in this neighborhood. You know, I don't want these weapons.
And that really
around.
Confirmed it too. Though. Yeah, like that just confirmed.
Even the deleted scene that they didn't show.
They're still thinking of the shit that they've done with the first, second Spider-Man and shit. Like, so it's cool to see that they're. Because like I said earlier, I never want to go into something shitting on something, and so I'm not the person who Sony sucks, DC sucks, Marvel sucks. I'll tell you when they're putting out shit projects and live action DC not good.
Yep.
Most live action Sony shit hasn't. I mean, I can't say that though, because it's just the old Spider-Man were good, the animated shit is good. It's just some of the shit they do is not. It's not fan appreciated, I guess I could say.
Yeah, no, and like everybody's saying, yes, Aaron Davis mentioned his nephew in Homecoming. But there's also the deleted scene that they did not keep in Homecoming. And it's the one where Donald Glover's still webbed to the car and he's leaving a message for Miles. He says Miles. Like, I'll show it. He says his name.
I've seen it.
For people
and it shows his phone, too. Like, naming his phone is Miles and everything.
Yep. Yeah, so they've got some stuff that they're actually really working on. And Homecoming scene.
Ant-Man said, I would rather see Donald Glover in a Prowler solo film instead of Hypno Hustler.
I don't think they're doing Hypno Hustler anymore, just because the rumor is right now El fucking Morto is on the chopping block.
y'all can see it. Oops. 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 One of these days, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get these
fucking templates right.
I need to move that shit. Okay. Yeah, this whole scene.
I can't read.
Oh yeah, it's doing that shit.
I can't read. That's what I get for helping. Excuse me. A human being needs help. Hate this dude, man. Yeah, sorry, Miles. I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I'm just stuck.
He was the real life inspiration for Miles.
Yeah. Oh, Donald? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Either. I didn't know that either.
That nigga, they seen him in a Spider-Man suit on Saturday Night Live, and one of the writers decided like they wanted to make a black Spider-Man off that shit.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that shit was crazy when I found that shit out. I forgot who the writer was. But Dougie Fresh said, I would rather have Andrew Garfield teaching Miles than Tom Holland. And my thing on that is I don't think we're going to see Tom Holland mentoring Miles in Spider-Man 4 or anything. I think this is... They need to pace it to where I don't... As much as people want both at the same time, I don't really want to see Miles back or shadowing Peter and shit like that. I'd rather see, like, maybe in... Because they're doing a whole nother Spider-Man trilogy. Maybe in the 6th movie or the 3rd one, the last one, maybe that's when they bring Miles in to do a little bit with Peter. But I want to see Miles solo shit. I don't want to see him mentoring Tom. I want to see it with Tom Holland, though, because I want it to be this part of the MCU. But I also want to see Tom Holland go through a couple movies on his own of where he's actually Spider-Man and shit like that, where he's living in New York City, battles Scorpion, Fisk, whoever, and shit like that. And it's just... I don't want them to rush to Miles with Tom just because they feel like that's what we want and that's going to make money or some shit just because we all love Miles and we love Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and shit like that.
Yeah. And if you want to be real about it, and I'll go ahead and put this picture because this picture's in our thumbnail.
Brian, yeah. Thank y'all for that.
But I'll show it too. But like I said, this picture's already in the thumbnail, but we'll just put it on here. You want to be real? Miles Brown is already casted as Miles Morales. I think.
I agree. And I agree with Dougie Fresh just said. He said, if we have to sacrifice Tom Holland's Peter for Miles, we do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, fuck.
I'd love to see them, maybe in, like, how we get the game, maybe in the 6th movie, a little bit of them working together and shit like that. But I don't want the whole next Spider-Man trilogy to be him and basically like a Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland. I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Miles is better than Peter.
My God, yeah. I think that this is already in happening. I think Miles Brown also knows that. Like, let's even take it to this. The picture of him and Amy Pascal together on the red carpet. Yeah. Like, this boy has been petitioning to be Miles for a long time. This is not new. This is not like something that he's just like, oh, I saw that. No, he there's an interview of him saying, I started the fan casting memes. He's like, I started those memes. That was me. I petitioned for me to be Miles, and it just got around. So he really wants to be this character. He's, to me, the only one that I really see that fits being him. I know the actor that plays his voice in the animated versions.
I think Raymond sent a little YouTube clip, and that was the only other actor I've seen where I was like, bro, this nigga sounds just like Miles.
Yeah.
That was the only other thing I've... But yeah, other than Miles Brown and that little clip of the little actor and stuff like that, I haven't really seen... And I don't see why... Like, look at that nigga.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he
what else do you need?
He wants to... Hold on. There's others. Let me see here.
Damn. There you go, Raymond. Is that who you sent in the Discord the other day?
Miles Brown.
Raymond, you must have just got here. You ain't been here the whole time. Yeah, there your ass go.
Yeah, see, here's
I caught you lacking, nigga. You wasn't here on time, Raymond. You late and shit.
Yeah, they've got a couple good pictures of him as
Ant-Man. I don't want to see Caleb McLaughlin as fucking Miles.
Me either. And the reason I don't want to see, and you know, people might disagree with me. I don't really care. Miles has to be. It's not a suggestion. It's a has to be. Miles has to be Afro-Latino. He has to be. Caleb, no. No. Caleb needs to go play Static Shock in DC. He does not need to touch Miles Morales in the MCU.
I'm messing with you, Raymond. It is church day. We a little early today.
Yeah, he's not Miles to me. Not to me. The picture of Miles Brown and Amy Pascal together on the red carpet, that one's been circulating. Of course, all these pictures of Miles dressed up in the actual costume is all circulating and coming together. So yeah, I don't know who else outside of Miles they could get to be the kid, but yeah, I like it. We'll see. How old is Miles Brown? Let's see how old that boy is. Oh, he's 18. He's 18 now. All right. Yeah, I think that I think he fits. Personally, so I'm like I said, I'm ready to see what they're gonna do with all of this, what it's gonna look like. He's grown up a lot. What all it's gonna look like, everything. So we'll have to wait to see.
Are we going comments, or we got anything else?
That's all I have on the docket today.
Yeah, I don't have shit. Sir Yuri said, either those two choices I'm great with. Talking about Miles Brown or Dallas Dupree Young. Raymond said Miles has to be, but also a lot of people are saying he's not Puerto Rican, so he can't do it. Miles Brown is Mexican and Filipino, so I mean, I don't know if that... People wanting a real life Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but I also these are the same people that were saying something the other day about like these are the same people that were like, well, y'all weren't saying this when Chadwick was casted and he wasn't whatever African that T'Challa actually is, because he went in there and he played the role fucking good, bro. Okay, I'm not gonna get into specifics like that. If you want to get these again,
only tripping on Tom Holland being British.
yeah, people tripping on Tom Holland being British. Like, there are people tripping. These are the same people tripping in Star Wars about bricks being in Star Wars. Like, what the fuck? It's not that. Like, nah. He just has to be Afro Latino. Like that. That's it.
Yeah,
and Caleb is not that.
From it. Cornelius said, I prefer African American, Puerto Rican, but I'm okay with Miles Brown. J Rob said, nah, Peter is my Spider-Man. I like Miles, but if we're picking and choosing, it's Peter Ben Parker from Forest Hills. Queen. Dougie Fresh said, I get people wanting an Afro-Latino to play Miles, but they are actors. They can just learn Spanish. I am against that one.
I'm against that one because, again, representation matters. It matters.
Yeah.
It matters seeing yourself. Like, again, I'm just using this as an example. All the little girls, the black little girls, better example. When Halle Bailey, when she went to, she was at Disney World, and she was holding this black little girl, saw her, and recognized her obviously as Ariel. She didn't have the tail on it. She was dressed, she's herself, but the little girl went up to her. She picks the little girl up, and for the entire duration of the video, she couldn't get the little girl off, and the little girl didn't want to let go of her because it was that moment of seeing myself in a character on screen. Representation fucking matters. It matters. It matters who you being able to see yourself in these characters.
I've read a lot of these. That's crazy. Dougie said, Peter is still my guy, but damn, Miles is so good. Official EMG said, I actually want more cartoon Miles stories after Beyond the Spider-Verse, with more smaller stories with Kamala and Sam being his supporting cast and best friends now. Kamala in that animation style would eat.
Well, they're not. Well, I'm only saying they're not doing that because they said they're not doing that.
Yeah.
They said that this is it.
Shit takes a lot of fucking money, man.
So it took them 4 years to make
Money,
the whole Spider headquarters scene, chase scene. That took them 4 years to make.
You got 14-year-olds animating the Lego shit.
I haven't read this shit in a minute. I forgot how good this was.
D. Steele said, wasn't feeling Donald's cosplay Lando routine. He ain't no Billy D. Williams.
I loved him as Lando. Really? You didn't like him as Lando? I thought he killed that shit.
Williams said that was MCU Miles canon event. Official Liam said, I'm hearing Driver and David are locked in for Reed and Ben. The Storms not so much. They're going to be going down to the wire before Comic-Con for them because they're bringing them on stage.
Yeah, that Comic-Con SCCC will in Hall H we'll get our official team.
Raymond said, my theory is that Miles Brown is already casted and that he's in the next movie and probably in Secret Wars if they ever get it off the ground.
I think he's casted. I don't know if they've talked to him about projects, but I definitely think he's casted.
Sir Yuri G said, I'll say something blasphemous, and yeah, because I'm from Brooklyn, I'm biased, but Miles is from my favorite Spidey. No, Miles is gas, and I'm a little Brooklyn biased as well.
And I would say the reason they haven't talked to Miles about projects he would show up in outside of Spider-Man is because that's not a Sony decision. That's a Marvel decision.
Shirley said, there's rumors that the youngest son that played on Black is to play Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's Miles Brown.
I'm not gonna lie, I've already read all these.
Yeah, I have not read this in a minute. I have got to get back to this one. I want to reread this before all that shit comes out.
Official MG said, half of my childhood was with Peter and Miles' debut when I was 11, so I've had both as big parts of my life, so they're both Spider-Man to me.
Yeah, I love Peter. I love Peter. I love Tom's Spider-Man. I love Miles. I think Miles is definitely like something Sir Yuri G said earlier, putting his nerd stock into Miles. Same. I'm literally, because he's now the black superhero that I can cling to within the MCU, because I'm not clinging to Divine. So,
Sam.
I'm sure not clinging to Sam's ass. Fuck that. So yeah. But yeah.
Cuzzo.
Nah. Nah. I support you for the fam aspect, but no.
Shit.
But yeah. So yeah, that's really all we've got today. I guess we really didn't say what we thought about Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, I don't know if there's really much to say other than that it is an amazing film.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, it's an amazing film.
Super connecting. Well, I've seen it 3 times.
I've only seen it the once.
I've rewatched it twice already.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely not a 10 out of 10 because, there's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Hated and loved the cliffhanger. That's pretty much it.
I thought Miles looks fucking dope there at the end with the braids.
Roger Street said, is Miles considered a Nexus being? And that is something
that is a good question.
Do not know. We are trying to figure that out ourselves.
I would say no. Well, I take that back. I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that.
That's a good question.
It seems like they can now do whatever they want.
Yep.
Because, I mean, there's 3 right now. Prowler, the live-action one we're getting, and then the animated one. Unless they still somehow...
The video game one, too.
Yep.
Because we know that shit is connected, because the video game one was in...
It's a whole different universe type shit. So, yeah, 4.
4 miles is... I'll say this. I think... I agree with whoever said it on Twitter. I don't remember who said it. Lord and Miller. Give them Secret Wars. Let them do it. They've already proven they can handle multiverse well. Let them do it. I give respect to Lord and Miller. I really do. They did a damn good job with that shit. Damn good job with that. And I think Beyond the Spider-Verse is even going to be even more jaw-dropping. Yeah, it's crazy.
They've already been working on it, and they're going to get another... It's probably not going to come out next March. Probably going to get another year and a half to work on it.
Yep.
It's going to be great.
Lord and Miller have proven themselves to be good writers. So, yeah. And I see where William said Shameik Moore has played Spider-Man better than anyone else. That's the dude. Wait, is he voice Miles? Is that the one he's the one that voices Miles, right? Yeah, that brother came out also said that he's about to try to lose weight because he wants to portray Miles in live action. As I said, brother, you can lose all the weight you want to lose. You are no Miles. You voice him brilliantly. God, yeah. Portraying him in live action, that was like when Ashley, I can't pronounce her last name. Ashley, she voices Ahsoka. She came out and said, I want to play Ahsoka live action. Bitch, no. No. You can't be Ahsoka live action. No. No, it's the same thing. Like, no.
Yeah.
So
don't think Haley Steinfeld
can
play Spider-Gwen.
No. I don't think so either.
Don't think Oscar Isaac can play 2099.
I don't think so either. I'm sorry. There's voice acting. That's like saying, well, we want Tom Hanks to be Woody. No. No. It's like you can't do that shit. Oh, fuck. It like William said, he's like 30. Yeah, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Y'all seen a big difference between, like, how Chris Pratt acts on screen between, like, him as Mario. Shit.
Yeah.
Not that great of a voice actor.
Yeah. He is he's amazing voice of Miles, though. I will give you that, Dougie. He is definitely that. Like, some of the things he says is Miles. I'm like, bro, that is, he's Miles in the voice. He's Miles. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for everything some of the stuff that's coming. I think we really are going to react to Secret Invasion. That's the 21st. What's the 21st?
Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday.
They're on Wednesdays still.
So I think we will do that. So what we'll do while Secret Invasion is out, what we'll do is we will, instead of Thursday streaming, we will react on Wednesdays. I'll make sure that's out by Thursday, and edited and everything by that Thursday, and then Sunday we'll do our regular stream for the week with you guys. But Wednesdays we are going to do the reaction to Secret Invasion. So,
are we watching The Flash Thursday?
We are watching The Flash Thursday. So we will be seeing The Flash on Thursday. We'll give you guys that review on Sunday as well. So you won't see us this week until Sunday. Wednesday we're reacting to... That's not this Wednesday. That's next Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Is that this Wednesday? No, that's next Wednesday.
This week is The Flash. Next week is Secret Invasion.
Okay. So this week is Flash. Next Wednesday... So this week you won't see us because Thursday again we'll be seeing The Flash.
We'll be back in a week Sunday.
Yeah, we'll
be
back
Flash
Sunday.
Review and probably some more Marvel DC shit that comes out. And then next Wednesday we'll be filming our reaction for Secret Invasion and posting it Thursday.
Right.
So we're going to post that reaction Thursday and stream Thursday?
Not streaming Thursday, just posting the reaction Thursday. No stream Thursday, post reaction Thursday, then we'll get with you guys that Sunday. So that's when we'll be back for all of that. There's one more thing I think. Ahsoka is in August. I think I'm going to react to that for you guys because there's no way I'm not. It's Ahsoka. So that'll be that. So those are the things that we've got coming up. We also know that Blue Beetle's coming up in August as well, and we will be watching that. So I think The Flash is the last movie of them, right? Because it was Across the Spider-Verse, The Flash, Rise of the Beast, Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, Flash is the last thing we'll do. We'll watch that with you guys, or discuss that with you guys on Sunday. So appreciate all you guys being here with us. Got some errands I've got to run and get some things done today before the day is over. So appreciate you guys being here with us. I'm really excited for Secret Invasion. I'm excited to actually react to that for you guys. I think that's going to be fun. Honestly, we could do it live. We could, because you know how Henry's already worked on a scene for it. So Henry has a scene where, because there are people that react to stuff live, and it's a box like this, except they put the little, the squiggly lines over it to where you can watch it, but you know it's not. You don't get that. So we might do it live. We might do it live to where you guys can actually live react with us, and we can discuss with you guys after it instead of having to do the whole edit after it. Yeah, we might do it live.
See how that goes.
Yeah, we'll test it live first to see how that goes, and if that first live stream goes good with it, then we'll do all the shows with you guys live instead of editing them and afterward.
Should sound good with me.
Yep. So, all right, guys, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Y'all being here. Have a good rest of y'all Sunday. Enjoy the weekend.
Yep. Thank you, Double Tar, for the super chats. That really means so much to us. Thank you guys all for the investment and being here and hanging out with us. Yeah. So, and yeah, Rob, we're gonna do it live. Live, I think it's just gonna be better. So, we'll get with you guys. I'll have Henry make sure that that's all set up by that time, and we'll see you guys Sunday. Thank you guys for hanging out. As I always say, let me go back to me. As I always say, thank you guys for hanging out. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see all of you guys in the next video on Sunday. I still don't have music, so all right. I am working on that outro music. I'm working on it. And I told you guys, I really am. I'm doing that the BP video because I've been re-inspired to do it because of the ignorance online. And plus I have some Adderall, so that'll
help me get it out a little bit.
That'll help me hyper focus on that shit.
I'll get that shit out with that.
So yeah. So anyway, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out. Love you guys. See you later.